into games like this with low interest players on its team, you're going to have to guard everyone. At some point, then you have to guard. You can't just guard one guy. You can't just, you have John Morant on the floor. You're sending a little bit extra help to Jaw. You're sending a little bit extra help to Jaren Jackson in the paint. Right now, Suns just been able to guard very much of anything. Obviously, getting their first lead now. But kind of the big thing to focus on is who's going to be the guy for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are still coming out. I tell people this all the time. You can be a great team. You can be a bad team. You got to get paid to put a circle in another circle, and they do it at the highest level possible. There's a lot of kind of respect and a lot of different aspects of basketball that still get kind of swept under the rug when you're a team that is, quote unquote bad, but still full of elite players. Were there any years like that for you, that kind of the Grizzlies? I mean, obviously, Grizzlies are what the Grizzlies are, now the last, 5 years. What was kind of the most difficult time for the NBA for you? What was the most difficult time of figuring out what you wanted to do, kind of coaching that was, better or worse? What was the mentality that worked the best for you?
I want to say 2012 were the worst team in the NBA.
Damn.
Yeah, we sucked. At Giannis, we had Middleton, we had Brandon Knight. I was injured that year. Most of the year, I had an injury. I mean, we played like 15 games. This was right after I signed my contract with Milwaukee. And, yeah, man, we worst team in the league that year. It's tough.
And how do you go about that? How do you navigate a season like that? Like, it's obviously, day in, day out, you got to put in hard work. That's the norm. I understand the normal response, kind of that side of it. But mentally, I mean, obviously, you lived it. That's a different mentality than, kind of the PR answer, which PR answer could be correct as well. I have no idea. But what is that, like, mental day in and day out? Hey, we're the worst. We still have to go out there and get buckets.
Yeah, I mean, you, like you said, you got to understand the assignment. It's kind of not where you are, it's where you're going, right? Like, I've been on the best teams. I've been on the worst teams. I've been on the worst. Like I said, 2012 the worst team in the NBA, and they, the Bucks win the championship.
Yeah.
Not years later. So, and I've seen that happen many times. It's just the consistency. Think about the Warriors before they went on their run.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
You have to lose together first.
Yeah.
At a high level, and then you start to chip away at it, and you learn how to win together, and then you start blowing guys out.
Yeah.
But if you don't stick together through that process, you get all antsy and impatient. You look at teams like the Knicks, and some teams I've been at throughout the years when they had great teams, but they got all antsy.
Yeah, I think one of the big things, I think that applies to the Suns quite heavily. Right here, you're seeing come on. That's our big man we got in the draft this year. Good tip there by Jordan Goodwin. Two guys you're probably gonna get pretty acquainted with in this game. Is Jordan Goodwin and probably Colin. Maybe Colin. We'll see how Colin has what kind of game Colin has tonight. Mr. Gillespie are starting kind of like flex point guard, shooting guard with Book on the court. I don't really know exactly what you would call except a pure point guard. But it gets interesting starting nods. No starting nods, just depends. Come on, his first rebound of the game chat has been quite surprising in the past few games. It's almost like when you give a guy like him on time, he just starts to Jalen Green, drives inside, gets outside. Royce O'Neale with it. Bangs out a 3 chat. Now the Suns go up 4. This is going to be interesting to see. Again, the Suns, high vol, 3-volume team, just massively shooting out threes. Come on, gets a little caught in the crossover, and fortunately, Grizzlies missed, but got caught kind of flat-footed, shimmying over his right side down into the paint. Devin Booker with it now. Looking to go to work again. The purple book one's on today. He's going to just take a step back. God bless. Devin Booker, step back 3. That's a nice shot there. Again, like I said, if Devin and Jalen are both kind of going and they don't have Dillon Brooks right now, the scoring respect for them is pretty large. At some point, we'll see Devin Booker probably get doubled tonight, I venture to guess. But Suns go up 7. This is a good, kind of recoup after playing from behind for the beginning against, again, a young team that's hungry and looking to make a name for themselves as players. Come on with a block here. They get the rebound on the Grizzlies. That is busted outside. Kind of a step into 3. Very, very long. They almost don't get the rebound. Jalen Green probably gets the rebound. Count there again, chat. If I don't support gambling, if you guys need me to let you guys know what's going on, though, please send me the questions. Let's come on, get this off a little pick and roll here. Devin Booker. Showing had the kind of step back 3, the one before pump fake, gets inside, gets it outside. Jordan Goodwin up top. Royce O'Neale for another 3. He cashes in shot. I mean, if cashes threes like this shot, it's gonna be an interesting night for the Grizzlies. You could see this being a pretty quick game. They picked up just 3 points in general. I feel like they got that game early on. Kind of stayed with it. Great drive here by the Grizzlies though. I mean, that was about 3-4 dudes he had to drive to get to the rack. Break it down to 8. Suns are looking to get to play this first game of their road trip out in a convincing fashion adventure. Jalen Green driving inside, gets the chair pull. Royce O'Neale pulling up again. This is that. Come on, taller than literally everyone. They hit the free throws as well. I mean, come on, legitimately probably has 6 inches from the next dude as tall as him. But it's going to be interesting to see again kind of how Come On goes. Throughout this night, where you don't have a team that is, as physical probably as Come On can be, as tall as Come On could be. He had 20 minutes, 9 rebounds, and 12 points in that last game. It's just going to be an interesting night for him. He played against the Jazz, playing against Kyle Filipowski in that bout. It was a good game for him. It's a good game for him. I think we saw the best of Come On against the Nuggets, the worst of Oso against the Nuggets as well. I don't know if you got the chance to watch that game against the Nuggets. We went back to 2000 and probably 7, and they just played hack-a-shack with the Suns for legitimately an entire quarter. Sent Oso to the line, I think 13 times. He made 5 free throws. And they ended up losing the game, I think, by 4 points or something like that. So it ended up playing a big role. Kind of a big talking point for why people kind of want to see Come On a little bit more often. Granted, you just missed a free throw. Shouldn't have been saying anything, honestly. Grizzlies rebound here. They get it out in transition. Can't believe I said that. It happens all the time. It's just the curse. I do the same thing with field goals during the NFL season, chat. Looking to get to his right side. Come On, try. Rasheer trying to get the foul. That's just get acquainted with him. We get acquainted with Rasheer. He's the second pick for the Suns, kind of playing that power forward spot, trying to figure out, again, a young dude, though, that they're trying to just figure out the raw. Unfortunately, not a great cut there by him. Leads to a turnover here in the Grizzlies' possession now. Yellow ass shoes. God bless, bro. Who paid that man to wear them yellow shoes? God bless. Bust out here for a 3, though. Come on, man. This is down. Gets another rebound. Chat. This is one of those games, like you said. Come On's probably got to go out there and be like, I'm getting 30 rebounds today, bro. I mean, he's legitimately taller than everyone. You just tell him go to the rack. In the pick and rolls, just put the hands up. The ball will get to you most likely. He just lacks kind of in the physical department because he's 19 years old. Devin Booker with the step back maybe. I wish I missed that one. That's a rebound. He does kind of force the rebound out to Ryan Dunn. Now Rasheer back to Booker. They get it up top to Rasheer. Rasheer inside. Come On. That's great. Oh, they call a foul, I believe. Yeah. So Come On getting the foul there. Again, that's the rookie-to-rookie connection there from Rasheer to Come On. That's a great job there. Just finding the open man, seeing who's shifting, getting over. Come On, not happy with not getting the bucket there.
He's a little jumpy. That's it.
A little jumpy. He's a
little jumpy.
How kind of reference your rookie year? Again, I know you've talked about it a lot. Is there? I mean, as a rim protector, again, I would venture to guess they still expect you, even if you're coming in as a defensive menace, expecting you still you still got to score. What is that kind of feeling of I need, I want the ball. Is that kind of how it feels as a rookie, or is it you're kind of just anxious waiting for it? How did you navigate that rookie year of figuring out what you were needed for?
Well, of course you want to score. Everybody wants to score, and everyone can. But I knew right on the bat. I had Brandon Jennings. I had Carlos Delfino. I had we had Dunleavy. We had scores. That wasn't what we needed. Yeah. We needed Bogut had just got hurt. Yeah. We needed a rim protector. We needed a guy to rebound. We needed toughness. We needed grit. We needed someone to dive on loose balls. You know what I mean? Not afraid to get their hands dirty. That's who I was. I'm not that kind of guy. So I kind of feel like every team could use that. So that's kind of been my staple. But yeah, of course you want to score, man. And after you go down, you get 2-3 blocks and 4 rebounds. Yeah, let me get a shot. Let me get the rock. Throw some up at the rim one time.
Obviously, I've seen there's photos of you just posterizing the absolute shit out of both in the Big 3 league and in the NBA. Is there a poster that sticks out to you that wasn't on you, wasn't you, that you were like, holy shit, I can't believe that you just got posted?
Oh, if you look at the one of the most famous posters of all time is D-Wade flying through. He just threw a dunk on LeBron. Now, if you look and zoom into the back of that picture, chat, right now, you'll see me running down the court.
And was that shit
crazy? It was over. Run it out in the background. Yeah, that was on us. Also, Blake Griffin. You remember my guy between the leg, off the backboard, windmill? Yeah. That was nuts too.
That one's great.
I'm gonna post it too.
So which one of those do you think sticks out to you that is holy? Which one was more you were like
during the game?
Yeah, LeBron one I feel like is kind of damn, that's. I mean, especially now you're like, damn, that's a crazy moment. Is that the one where you're like, you saw it and you were like, holy? I mean that man is baptized. Yeah. Fully nuts to shoulder pad ties. Yeah. Is that one that sticks out? You're like, when you saw it, you're like, that's insane.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that's probably one of the wildest dunks I've ever seen. Yeah, it's wild, man. I've been a part of wild situations, man. Like I've physically seen some people get punished in that rim. So, yeah, man.
Come on, make a free throw. Sorry.
Nah. Yeah, we were talking about free throws.
I know, dude. This is like, I wish you see this guy.
Jumpy though.
I was saying, it's a young guy. Get him in the gym after the season. He'll probably be a 70% free throw shooter. Big men don't shoot free throws at a crazy cap anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me that much. 30-20 though. Suns take a 10-point lead after that second free throw they make. Again, kind of just Grizzlies kind of fighting just to figure out what's going to work here. And driving inside, though, come on. Gets caught jumping to get the rotation guy up as well. And they cash in a 3 on the bump out. 30-23 now. That was pretty good off, and that was a great possession there by there. I think that's the shooting guard going after it in the rack. 2 guys jump and then gets the bust out pass. Get over to Jordan Goodwin. He's going to take a step in 3. Going to miss that one. Come on. Trying to get a tip in. One of those were in that instant shot. I want Come on to go up there with 2 hands to go get the rebound. You don't got to worry about the guy who's shorter than you. 30-23 though. Grizzlies looking to make this a 5-point lead. Cut this to a 5-point lead. Getting stolen away by Ryan Dunn, another guy who's kind of on a fringe bench spot right now. Ryan Dunn drives inside, gets it right there. He kind of drives inside, loses a little bit of control. They're going to keep it here, I believe, though. I believe that was off the Grizzlies. So it's going to stay Suns ball. Subbing out. Looks like Ryan Dunn, come on. Which, again, I like Come on, man. I feel like Come on's a good guy there. He has missed free throws. Also had a turnover there. But he is subbing out with Booker. So it'll be interesting to see if they sub him back in with Booker as well. They don't have to go very long right now for anything. So Congo Gillespie inside to Oso Ighodaro. He subs in, gets an immediate bucket, 32-23. 2 minutes left here in the first. Had almost another, Suns should close in on another 40-point quarter here, which would be crazy. It would just be interesting to see kind of what they do post that. Again, you're holding the Grizzlies to 23 right now with, only a minute 52 left in this first quarter. Is there a mentality you're down, kind of what is the coaching adjustment that you at least are used to when it comes to like down 5, down 10, down 15, down 20? Obviously, coach is supposed to be kind of even keeled. Is the vibe even keeled in those situations? Like first quarter, yeah, fair. I guess you had coaches that were like, what in the actual F is going on right now? And you had coaches that were like, we're good. We'll calm down, guys. Let's figure it out. They're on a crazy shooting streak right now. Real quick, turnover for the Grizzlies. Don't know exactly what happened there. But, yeah, what is that mentality for you? You're kind of down 5. You're like, we can get in it. In this first quarter, first quarter leads and stuff like that. It's just a different mentality. Obviously, like, fourth quarter, there's a high sense of urgency, calmness, and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. You're just like you said.
You can be down 20 going into the fourth and win the game.
Yeah, which I think that's a good, like you said before, you got to be good at forgetting.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, too, I feel like I've heard people talk about good rebound here. Oh, no rebound there. It looked like Ryan Dunn was going to get it. I think it's going to be Grizzlies' ball here. The Suns going on a little bit of a cold streak. Haven't made a bucket in a little while. Had that Oso one, but hadn't made a shot before that. So it's going to be interesting to see chat. Appreciate you guys coming by. How many times do I need to say I can't? What'd you say? What happened, Viber? Oh, you're all good, bro. You're all good, Viber. Yo, ask him about the song Don't Run. Oh, yes, I saw you were on Party Next Door's album. On the song Don't Run. I know that he received... he received an award for it. What award did he receive? Platinum?
We're almost, I think we might be platinum now.
I think it's platinum now. I feel like when I looked it up, it was platinum now. Yep. What was that experience like? What was that experience? Obviously, again, like I said before, you kind of on the Players Tribune released that video, and it was you talking about being an artist, being a writer, being a musician, all those different things you wanted to pursue post basketball. What kind of got you in tandem of working one with Party Next Door, and two, being fully featured on a song is a competition a lot of people don't ever get to get to. What was the experience like doing that type of thing, moving from basketball to music? Obviously, we see it a little bit more often now for players, but again, you kind of charted uncharted territory. Great layup there by the Grizzlies, 34-29. Like I said, Grizzlies kind of go on a run here. But talk to us a little bit about that journey, that explanation, that understanding of I can make music.
Right. Yeah, it was definitely a shot in the dark. I love music, and something I was working on a lot when I was in NBA. I was working on beats, working on different programs, Logic and Fruity Loops.
Some minutes, I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, and yeah, man. So I had this artist house. I was working with different writers and producers out in LA, and one of the engineers actually started working with OVO, the camp, pretty closely. I made a beat. He got it to Drake. Drake actually sends the record back. He cut the whole song. So it's like 2015, 2016. I thought I had this Drake record for like a year.
I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Like and that was the first artist to ever record on my beats.
That's insanity.
It's crazy, bro. It was a God moment. It was definitely confirmation at the time. Like,
sure.
You know what? You can do this, bro. Like, not only can you do music, but you got the top artists in the world right now on your song.
I mean, that's peak Drake's. I mean,
yeah,
granted,
16,
yeah, Drake's peak is probably pretty large at this point. But like, yeah, that's following up everything. Marvin's Room and like, all that type of stuff. So how did that kind of progress?
Yeah, and so we cut the record. He gives he starts dancing Meek Mill, right? It was summer 16, and he went in a whole different direction. Like, he was gonna go R&B, he was gonna drop the song. And then he gives a song to Party Next Door, and Party dropped on his album P3. And the rest was history, man. So yeah, man, it was dope, man. I'm very fortunate and blessed, bro, for real.
And what are you doing music-wise now? I know, obviously, kind of just for the audience. What are you doing music-wise now? What's the goal for you? What are you trying to reach out?
So I still manage. I have two artists that I work closely with now. One is Ryan Luciano, he's out of Virginia, and one is Body Zoe, and he's out of Milwaukee. So these guys I've been working with for years now, and finally get to the point where we're getting booked for shows, planning out tours, getting our merch together, man. And I just love it. I love artist development. I have music. I make music still. I still produce, but I love seeing talent and being able to like harvest it, man, and help people thrive, because a little support plus some talent go a long way, bro.
100%. I think that's kind of the cool part about some of the stuff that I'm doing, and kind of I had a good call with one of the individuals who handles the fan experience at the Cardinals games, kind of the group that I've kind of lightly been brought into, is kind of having that, I'm not going to say I have a platform chat. I don't think that's for me to say. But, it's people who watch, people who consistently watch. There's plenty of guys who recognize me at the Dillon Brooks event. And one of the cool parts about doing that is that you can kind of bring other people along for stuff. That event on Thursday or on Friday, there's a guy outside that I brought inside. I said he was my camera guy. Ended up having a grand time hanging out with him inside the Dillon Brooks event, and being able to do this kind of stuff where you can invite people to come do stuff. And obviously, you're doing me more of a service than I'm doing you a service with this specific event. I'm doing this live and stuff like that. But it's fun to be able to bring people together like this, be able to kind of do things like this, even if it's helping you out with learning a little bit of kind of what the live side of it is, kind of how much talking has to be done and stuff like that. And then, like you said, being able to bring on artists, like you said, a little bit of support and a little bit of talent, you can get pretty far. You can get pretty far, especially if it's your passion.
Right.
That's the other part that some people is like, if you're passionate about something, Chad, you just gravitate towards the right people. You gravitate towards Denzel. I gravitate towards Denzel. I gravitate towards another guy, Mr. Smith, Derek Smith, video game stuff. And like that's kind of where I think of a lot of this idea of helping others out while helping yourself out, be a better person, be a better individual for others, leads to you meeting the right people, leads to you entering those right doors. And again, like you said, just bringing on people. Hope it all goes well. Gladly chill out with you. Listen to anything you guys want to send over. I always appreciate it.
I love to have my artists on the show, man.
100%. I appreciate it. And I have a buddy in New York who is kind of an underground rapper out of Brooklyn. He's been doing music for a long time. He's been having some fun success out there and stuff too. So it's always interesting. The music realm is so vast.
Yeah.
It's insanity. I feel like we're having a good little, like kind of just specifically in hip hop, having a good kind of rotation back to OG. At least my buddy makes kind of like OG mix vibes on his stuff, which is just fun to listen to. I just find it fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Real quick, anybody tuning in again, this is Dr. Sanders. He is an ex-NBA player, first-round pick, 15th overall to the Milwaukee Bucks. Spent time with both the Milwaukee Bucks, Cleveland Cavaliers. Was there one more team?
No, that's it.
Okay, heard. And then did some travel balls as well, just in for the live today. I appreciate you guys. Check out the real Larry Sanders over on Instagram on all platforms, I believe. Jalen Green getting into his bag here, 36. So Suns kind of cooking from the mid-range right now. Chat 36-31, 11-42, just the start of the second quarter here. Suns just looking to kind of continue to hold it. A little bit of antsy from here from the Grizzlies. Again, just trying to figure out what their identity is. I guess with a lot of these young guys. Yeah. A lot of young guys getting minutes tonight as well for the Suns, which is a blessing for our bench work. It'll be interesting to see kind of what the Suns do here in the playoffs if they get to it. 3-point here, very short from the Grizzlies. Had to shoot it with time winding down. Probably not the guy they want shooting it anyways. 36-31. Suns are going to get the ball here. Good defense from the Suns. Kind of forced a missed dribble at the start of the possession. Unfortunately, drops the clock. Fortunately, drops the clock for the Grizzlies and Edey lands in a shot clock violation. No rim touch. Jalen Green with it again. Devin Booker getting a little bit of rest here. He's driving inside. Kind of a crazy layup attempt there. No foul call. I think he wanted to foul. No foul there as well. I think Jalen and Oso may have thought there was a foul there. Ex-Oregon guy, I believe, the white boy on the Grizzlies. Not remember his name off. Remember it randomly. Oh, I'm so happy I remember. He's driving inside. Gets outside. Kind of this inside-outside play. Pump fake, driving inside again. It's a great layup there from the Grizzlies. So the Grizzlies cut it down to 3, chat. Like I said, you got Suns have been kind of on a cold streak. They got that last shot, or they missed that last shot with Jalen kind of just like throwing some shit up. I'm going to need them to relax a little bit, just get to the rack, kind of perform the offense. You got, again, a lot of young guys on the Grizzlies that are going to be behind in rotations most of the time. To get it outside Jalen Green, he's going to shoot another 3. Jalen Green is on a heater tonight, Chad. Jalen Green is on another heater tonight. This is a great game for him so far. Yeah. 39-33. I mean, Jalen's got 13. He had 31 in 3 quarters in the last game of the Jazz. So he's kind of keeping the hot streak going. 3-pointer here from the Grizzlies. They cash it in as well. It's a 3-point game. Grizzlies are keeping pace, guys. This is a game where the Suns are going to need to just play a little bit harder defense, but also probably live out the shot making right now. They're allowing a lot of kind of rack stuff. Oso now driving in. Oh my God! Oso almost with a massive edge. Jalen gets it on the rebound. They missed down as well. You would love to see that. I would love to see that. Oh my God! Oh my God! God bless. Oh, foul?
Yeah. His body.
Yeah, got up a little bit too high. Might have his hand down on right now as well. We'll see what the call is. God bless. Body. Yeah, just get body first before he got to the ball. Do you have any blocks that stick out in your mind where you went up and you're just like, you went up against someone, you're like, holy shit, I got this shit.
R.I.P. the GOAT, man.
Damn.
Kobe.
Damn.
I got a poster of it in my house. That's
crazy. That's a shout out Kobe. Shout out Kobe, man. That's a crazy memory. Yeah, that's a cool memory. Did he say anything to you?
It's actually a great story, man. That's a great story. I ended up, studying this play. This one play I know he loved. Ended up getting a block, and he run out of the court, and he's like, "Man, you fell a great block. Where'd you come from?" And I'm like, I'm top of the key. I'm just spilling my guts to the man. So it's wild because we played in LA, and after that game,
oh shit, little Europe. That counts as Europe. Count that as Europe.
Took a couple steps. I'm slow down. About to slow down. I'm about to travel, bro.
Grizzlies get to 1 here.
So after the game, he picks me up on the back of his car. It was a special moment. I don't know, he really a special moment. So then he come back to Milwaukee and run the same play, and instead of curling, he fades to the 3-point line, and I sniff it out. So I run to the 3-point line, and he pump fakes me, and gets an 1-3.
Damn.
So it was like he wanted to get those 2 points.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and he got him. He got him, man.
So I feel like that's some of the coolest stuff. Also gets a little inside. Could have been made for no if they wanted to. They don't call that very often, though. But he misses it anyways. There was a goaltend and then a missed 3 by the Grizzlies. So Grizzlies still just with 1 chance to take a lead by 2 here, and they do 42-40 or 43-41 chat. I know this camera's dead, just so you know, brother. I need to get a battery for it. 41-43 though. I'm grabbing a battery right now. Continue your so talk a little bit about your did you have a relationship with Kobe at all?
Did I have one?
Yeah.
I mean,
did you talk to kind of more just like when you guys ran into each other?
Yeah.
Right, okay, talk a little bit about that while I grab a battery real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Kobe was a very interesting guy, man. I spent time with him. I would say out of Kobe and LeBron, though, LeBron would probably be the better teammate. I played with LeBron as well in Cleveland, and him and Kyrie, and he's a great teammate, man. They can say what they want to say about LeBron. He's a crybaby. But out of all the superstars and all the greats out there, I think he's probably the funnest teammate to have, man. Yeah, for sure, hands down. He elevates. You look at every team he plays, he's pretty much, elevated those players on that team. And it's fun, man. It's fun playing with him, bro. You got a lot of guys who just want to shoot the ball. They don't respect you unless you're scoring 20. Even if you're on the same team.
Which I forgot which podcast it was on. You were talking about kind of the IQ of LeBron. I mean, just the nastiness of Kyrie. Right. You talked a little bit about that. I won't ask too many questions about LeBron because I feel like you're probably being a dead horse the amount of times you've been asked about LeBron. But in general, I think obviously kind of on our side, you talked a little bit about Steve Nash, a little bit about kind of that realm of people. Who was probably who would you say was your favorite or toughest or kind of wherever you want to take the answer individual on the Suns that you played against?
Oh, on the Suns.
Yeah.
My favorite on the Suns was Amari.
Yeah, it was Amari.
Yeah, I went to the camps. Yeah,
that's pretty wild.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
Yep. And yeah, man, great guy. We ended up having the same agent. We're in the NBA. Who else from the Suns?
How difficult was it guarding the 7 seconds? I think kind of after 7 seconds or left. I don't remember the exact years of that. Or 7 seconds or less Suns. But like Nash, I mean, obviously they had like, I think of people like Barbosa. I don't remember like those exact times and like years and stuff.
Yes, sir.
But kind of, I think of those guys as being like difficult to go. I mean, obviously the Suns were. I mean, what's crazy about the Suns is they're I think the 5th winningest team in the NBA ever. Well, they don't have much yet. But they rarely have strings of bad years. Unfortunately, the strings of bad years happen to be the time I was watching the Suns, basically.
Right.
Basically, Devin Booker showed up, and it was, hey, we're going to be asked for 50% of your career, and then we're going to be like we're going to be pretty good for like 4 years, and then we kind of tanked, obviously, we can't do all that stuff. But I think of kind of, that realm of time of how much basketball I watched that wasn't Suns basketball because because we did watch, Suns weren't in the playoffs, Suns weren't all that type of stuff.
Right.
Whereas you were playing against the Suns when they had Hall of Famers. Stoudemire obviously his number retired into, or his jersey retired into the rafters last year. Just been interesting to see the difference in teams more than anything. And being a young kid, I want the best for my teams. Also interested to kind of go through some of the rough times, like you said, to build your team up, to build that repertoire, build that camaraderie and stuff like that. Real quick, got a question in the chat for you. Any advice you would give to someone who is, let's say kind of in that maybe 10 to 14 range before high school, kind of getting serious about like, could I play sports seriously? Any advice there? And if not, any advice kind of for a high schooler who's trying to be an NBA player, getting to the NBA? What is the biggest deal for you? And kind of, would you say your path was the correct one? Do you think there were parts of it that were good, parts of it that weren't? Kind of navigate that question. Like,
yeah. So I started playing ball seriously. I took it serious and played my first team when I was 15.
Okay, damn. Okay.
Yeah, so,
were you a freshman?
Yeah, I was a sophomore.
Okay.
I was a sophomore playing on the freshman team.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like 6'4".
God,
so I wasn't very good. Yeah, I was 6'4" on JV. You know what I mean? My shorts were really small. My jersey was really tight.
That's like, a large. Dude,
but I didn't know basics. I didn't know. I scored in the wrong basket after the half because I didn't know you switch baskets at half.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Again, it kind of makes sense though. Again, like you said, like not having played basketball, it's a little bit different. Did you not grow up watching basketball then?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
My dad did. He loved sports. My dad watched all sports.
Jalen Green with a big end here, 45-45.
But I just caught it on late. Like I said, I was selling brownies and cutting grass.
Yeah, like you said before, kind of being your own boss. That was kind of what you'd focused on. What sports then, kind of?
I didn't play sports.
Oh, at all?
No, I didn't grow up with sports.
Get the yam inside by Jamari Boudier. Chat Suns take the lead. Timeout Grizzlies. So yeah. Back to the question. Then, kind of, what do you think?
Which is wild because my kids play every sport. But
Nice.
14, 12, 8, and 5.
Any favorite sports you like? Favorite sports to go watch or what sports
you play? My 8-year-old is playing baseball right now. He's
nice.
Averaging a hit every time he gets on the plate. He's getting a hit. Lord,
are they pitching at his age too? Like full pitching?
The coaches are.
Oh, okay. Sick. Yeah.
But he's playing well. He loves it.
Baseball's just getting. I made a post saying that baseball was in the U.S. more or less just because I think it's in a weird spot.
It is.
Viewership wise, because they are just massively pushing out to just out of the country. I mean, rather the Blue Jays being in it last year. Do you have a favorite sport? That's a good question. Is basketball still your favorite sport?
For sure.
Kind of be around and everything like that.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, back to the question.
Yeah.
Or you were saying your kids.
Yeah. So my daughter plays soccer and flag football. She's
flag football's getting big. Flag football's getting big.
Yeah, she averages like 2 goals. They're extremely good athletes.
I gotta think coming, not to get, nitty-gritty, they're probably getting some decent genetics.
Yeah.
From a 6'9" individual.
Right. And I did as well. My dad played sports. My mom ran track.
Okay.
So
I'm hoping my kids are semi-athletic. I've been fairly athletic my whole life. Until I blew out my left knee and I had cancer when I was a child. I didn't get the best. I got kind of shitty genetics, bro. No one in my family has cancer. You get cancer. He's had like major surgeries, Joe. By like 20, you're gonna have 3. Like I did not get the best genetics, but yes, continue. Sorry, sorry. Keep going.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, man. So I would say to that kid starting out high school, just find a way to have fun, man. Find a way to make it not like work. You're gonna be working your whole life. You know what I mean? Once you become an adult, work don't stop, man.
100%.
So don't treat it like work. Have fun. Don't take it as serious, but take it serious enough that you want to get better and better every day. But have fun getting better and better every day. And that's what I did. Once I fell in love with it and I started having fun, you couldn't separate me from my basketball. I was, and it wasn't just playing in the 2 hours on the court or practice. It was when I'm at home, and now I'm doing little drills throughout the day.
It's kind of like people say, like the small things that you really do, like kind of.
It is.
But when you go through small things, it's like, all right, I feel like my parents when I was playing lacrosse, because I was pretty good at lacrosse, and like which could have probably if I again kind of like I think I kind of did the opposite where I took it too serious. Like my parents were never, they were always the hey finish out a season, you can't just quit middle of the season, you can't do any of that. But weren't really they weren't big like sport people. My dad's from Alaska, played hockey. My mom's from California, didn't really care too much. Had a difficult kind of upbringing and stuff, and was more focused family wise. You're a little charitable here. Oh my God, that was a crazy and one from the Grizzlies. Going to have a chance here at the free throw line to take the lead. But for me, very much it was kind of that. I took it a little too serious. High school was very much like pro or bust for me for football. I played corner, white corner, probably not a great decision in general. White guys don't play corner unless you're Cooper G, which is different, and you play Philly. But for me, it very much was I went from playing receiver, and I was tired of getting hit, and I was like, I kind of want to hit people. And then freshman, sophomore year, I was like, yo, I'm pretty good at football. I played corner 2 years. I was like, I played enough receiver to know what people are doing. And then junior year, first play of summer camp, blew out my knee. I'm not going to say I was going to the league chat or anything like that. But I definitely was kind of in conversations with, hey, how serious do you want to take it? And I think I kind of did that. Took it too serious. Cared too much about my personal development and not winning as much. Like I feel like that's a big part for me. That was a big thing in high school was, hey, like you win a lot of games, you lose a lot of games, but if you work on yourself and enjoy it and spend good time and be a leader. Like for me, a lot of the stuff was be a leader out here, Joe. You gotta be a leader. You gotta talk to people. You gotta be the one that's stepping up when stuff isn't right and you see people being mean. That's kind of how I grew up, especially again, kind of getting bullied as a kid with cancer. Took it the other direction. All right, how can I be the voice? How can I, even though it's kind of corny, how do I be a voice in the locker room? How do I support our guys and stuff like that? So I appreciate you for giving us your answer, bro. It's dope to have your mindset on the live and just talk a little bit more about the kind of ins and outs of what it really does take to be a pro. And you gotta think about it. These guys, like you said, they take it serious. I venture to guess these guys have a shit ton of fun playing basketball. Like I think that's something that you could probably speak on too. Of just like, dude, we're playing basketball, we're trying to win a chip. Another little dish off after a drive inside by the Grizzlies, keeping this to a 2-point game chat, 52-50. Any other conversation or any other questions, chat? Easy Gang said, do you think my own in the NBA talking about me? You don't need an answer to that. I appreciate the chuckle though. Appreciate Easy Gang for asking. But yeah, kind of give us your kind of develop on that question. Fun. What was fun mentally to you in the NBA? What was the way? Obviously, I know you stepped away from it to focus on kind of yourself and focus on figuring out things. 1 point game here after the Grizzlies banging a 3. What was that understanding of fun in the NBA for you? While you had fun in it?
Yeah, going out every night, performing in front of the fans.
He's taking the lead right here after a drive inside. Devin Booker wide open from the three-pointer, though. Wow. He catches in, takes the dub. Takes the lead right back at 57-55. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, competing, man. Competing, you got fans. You got to with your teammates. You're playing at the highest level. You got your family watching. There's a lot of fun, man. There's a lot of fun to be had. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah.
Great time.
I know, obviously, again, like kind of probably not the best question to ask, just more or less because it was because of kind of what you wanted to navigate and stuff too. And again, like I made a comment about it, kind of, the difficulties that people don't see. Like you made comments about it, like, yes, we have money, X, Y, and Z. You get big contracts, X, Y, and Z. I have told people before, like, at the end of the day, they're still people. I said that about Kyler Murray throughout the 2 years I've been doing, or year and a half I've been doing this. Like, everybody wants to slander Kyler. Why are you upset? X, Y, and Z. You're making all this money, all this stuff. And I've always told people, I think Rondale Moore, who unfortunately passed away, I think a month ago, 2 months ago, it took, was not in the great mindset, ended up, taking his own life, and that was the, people thought he was fine. How could you be that X, Y, and Z? And there's plenty of people who are egregiously rich who don't enjoy life. Yeah. There's people who have I'm a good example. I am not someone to reference for money. I've decided to kind of embark on a journey that is less money. I have a degree. I could go and do all this stuff for money, but I've embarked on things that are passion that I do think I could, do a good job and really change the world doing when it comes to stuff like this. Inviting guests like you want to be able to talk about what you want to talk about, not what a media, platform is telling you have to talk about. And for me, like, that's what's been a bigger deal with this. Again, won't get too serious. I just think it's a good thing to bring up because it matters to everyone. Mental health legitimately will decide your life. If you're a happy person all the time and you can find the good in everything, you live a happier life in general. I think that's the cool part about some of the guys in the NBA is that they're able to, navigate that. They want to navigate that. That's what they want to do is they want to go to the NBA and, enjoy the time, enjoy the life like that. But there's people in the NBA, again, like I said, you kind of charted a course that was unknown to many. Sometimes it may just not be the way. It's just not what you want to do.
It's like everything else in life, right? I mean, there are kids who inspire to be painters and then get to that point and they're like, well, this is not what I thought it was. I think it's like at every level.
Yeah, 100%. That's a great example, actually. Music. I think musicians are like that. There's a lot of musicians like that, too. Real quick, SUNS, get a bucket, and then, I don't know what happened. Call Gillespie, I think I called for a foul. I'm saying, sorry.
Yeah, no, but I think that's just human nature. It always looks greener. Things always kind of look better. And then you find out it's not, and you got to find, you may have to find something else to fall in love with. You know what I mean? It's just kind of how it is. I wasn't prepared for everything that came with the life of an NBA player. I had no aspirations, really. A lot of guys around me in the NBA were groomed for it. They knew, they were prospects. They were groomed.
Interesting. Okay.
Their families knew. They had financial people in place before they even got there. It's a process, and it's a scary landscape to navigate when you're just it's like hitting the lottery, bro.
Yeah, which I think you said. I think I saw you talk about that on a podcast of people who go to the league, they retire and they're broke within 5, which again is just like it's the thing everybody says. And then other people are still assholes. Like, oh, well, you have all this money. Why are you doing this? Whatever. And it's like, what's up, unsub? Appreciate you, bro. Unsub, thanks. Appreciate you talking, my brother. Appreciate everybody over in the chat. I won't say that guy's name. How long did you wait for in the line? You're talking about the Dillon Brooks event. I didn't wait any time. I actually just got brought in by one of my contacts. Are they going to call Go 10? Was it Go 10? Yes. 59-59, the score right now. I don't think he needed to touch it. I think he was going in.
Yeah, he didn't touch it.
2:50 left here in the half chat. Tie game. Could end up being a great game. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not expect this 59-59 at half. We got 3 minutes still. Let's see.
It was going in.
Oh! Come on. Jumped up and just had to touch the ball before. So unfortunately, it goes to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies going to pull up 3 here. Missed that one, so the Suns don't really pay for it as a turnover. Devin Booker with it now, trying to take the lead before we get to half. I'm going to lock in for just a moment. Okay, Devin Booker driving inside. Gets past half court. Gets the switch he wants. Trying to go to work. Tween, cross, tween, step back, pump fake. Gets over to Colin Gillespie. We haven't heard his name too much tonight. Gets it back to Devin Booker. He's getting doubled immediately. No help from behind to steal. Grizzlies in transition now.
What are you doing?
Don't know. He gets outside, though. Pump fake. Get it back outside. Another 3-point here from the Grizzlies. Rolls around basically everything and goes out. So neither team able to cash in on TOs right now. 2 minutes even left in this half. Jordan Goodwin, Devin Booker trying to drive inside. He's going to get inside. He gets the lay. No foul. 61-59, though, after the lay by Book. Unfortunately, though, Grizzlies in transition have a man. Get inside. No foul call. He wanted it. Good defense there by Command. Did not foul. He thought it could probably have been a foul. They get it over to Colin Gillespie. Colin Gillespie with the pump fake. He steps over. Gets it to Rasheer. Gets it back to Colin. Colin just says, F it, I'll pull it up. Misses that one. Come on, got to get that rebound. He does. Kind of just punches it out to Devin Booker. He's at the top of the three key.
He don't post up enough.
Book?
Nah, big guy. Big fella.
Come on. Yeah, come on. Probably he gets the rebound after the miss, though. Gets the easy lay in. I mean, which is interesting because he did kind of come into the league as like, you could post up. He can post up in the paint and get lays, and then he also shot threes at a fairly good clip for in college in general, which is why we've been kind of surprised he doesn't get to. But
yeah.
I think he's one of those just young. They just want the shots going to someone else because they do need to win games. I'm inside here by the Grizzlies again. They blow that one. No foul call. You see him throwing his hands away. Rasheer inside. Unfortunate lay there. Rasheer got to get that one in. It's a good defense, but still, be tipped away. I think that's Suns' ball. I'm pretty sure. 77 for the Grizzlies is not having a fun time. He just threw his hands up after the mislay, no foul call, and then lost that ball and was just hands on the knees. Chad, not a fun day for him. Not a fun day for him. I was in the tunnel. Yeah, Chad, some of you guys were waiting. Dillon Brooks, again, do you know Dillon Brooks? I say Dillon Brooks had that event on Friday. It was supposed to be from 5 to 8. I think it went from 5 to 9. Saw every person that was in line, which was pretty sick. Again, I got invited in. I didn't buy a shirt, Chad, because I thought it was weird for me to buy a shirt. But I wanted to kind of, do a little bit of coverage, get to invite some people, meet some people. But yeah, so we waited about 10 minutes after the event started.
What was the event?
So he was releasing his first merch in the Valley. So it was his, I don't know how that works. You might know a little bit more about how that works. If it's like his merch, like I think it functioned under his quote unquote company. So I think it was actually DB. He has a D this way, it's a backwards D, and then a B on this side, which forms a heart. And it was his first merch drop in Phoenix. And he was signing every shirt that someone bought, and then shaking everybody's hand. And
so it was like his logo, DB.
I believe so. Yeah, I think it was his company, and then they were doing an event, kind of like a semi-underground place at AZ Mills. Guest list, don't know if you've heard of guest list, but a fairly popular spot for a couple of for artists and players alike. He's been here for 6 months. He's been injured, so it was kind of it felt kind of like a promo for him coming back because he's supposed to be back, I think, like fairly soon. Sources that were at that and talked to me said he should be back, and I quote, very soon. He should be back very soon. Which I thought he might be back for this game. Missed the Jazz game, come back for this game. He had a cast on today. They said that he was running 5-on-5, or was very close to running a 5-on-5, and I think they do like one day a 5-on-5. And then if there's a game that day, or if there's 5-on-5 and they play the next day, usually they don't play that game and they play the one after it. So, but yeah, that was the event. It was cool. Again, I happen to know one of the individuals that works at AZ Mills. She was happy to get me and my colleague in Kieran, who's a guy who works at the Cronkite School for ASU, and inevitably got in there. He signed my book once. I walked out. I was like, no one was in line to get stuff signed. I've had a pair of book ones since last Christmas, and I thought, I don't know, Dillon's kind of chill, bro. I like Dillon quite a bit. I like to consider myself kind of the Dillon Brooks mentality on social media. I love to talk shit to people, but then if you met me in person, like you did, I'm not really an a-hole. I'm just doing that online with anything. I'm more like poking and prodding. Like I don't even say I'm an a-hole online. I just say I poke and prod everybody all the time. I like to be the shield for fan bases that don't really have the opportunity to have someone do that. Number one, gifted for a reason. You're right, AC Gang. But one of those where I think the event was cool, and again, promo more or less for him coming back. I just thought he'd be back sooner though. 63-59 here, 38 seconds, 37-36 in this half. Devin Booker driving inside. A lot of Devin Booker possessions here. Ryan down in the corner though. Misses that one. Devin Booker with the rebound. Getting doubled after the rebound. He gets inside. Gets the bucket as well. 65-59. Good inside work there by Book. A little bit of pop shots, a little bit of pump fakes. Lead to a difficult kind of little floater layup, whatever you want to call it. 65, 69, 17 seconds left here in the half. Grizzlies with an opportunity to bring it down to 2 seconds. See if they take it all the way down. Get over on Kaman as the primary defender. He's out of the three-point line. They're trying to drive inside again. Almost blocked away by Kaman, but they get the bucket. 3.5 seconds left here. 4-point game. Suns in the lead, 65-61. They get it to Colin after the inbound. Colin gets almost to half court, gets blocked away. That was a great block, actually, at half court. Don't think he would have gotten in, but that was a pretty crazy block. So 65-61 at halftime. Jack Collins just heads to the locker room. So Suns in the lead, holding the lead for most of that first half. Kind of took a little bit of time to get to it, and then obviously it kind of stayed with it since since kind of the beginning of the second quarter. Ran it up a little bit the second quarter, and then inevitably beginning of the second quarter, and then inevitably it's a 4-point game. So pretty good game on our hands actually here. It's been been surprising. We'll have to lock in a little bit more for that fourth quarter check. This could get kind of out of hand pretty quickly. 65-61 also. I mean, that's a 126-point shot. That's a pretty high scoring half. I'm not gonna lie. You come out in the second half, you both put up 65 and 61 again. You're probably in the over. I don't support gambling in chat, but if you guys need something to happen, I mean, 152, 252 points. I'd probably send the over, especially for the Grizzlies versus the Suns. That'd be surprising to not be getting it over because they were rushing to get all the people to meet Dillon Brooks. Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy event, chat. Never mind that Suns ball. No worries, BG. Appreciate you talking about BG. Easy game chat real quick. Give us your questions right now because we don't have to focus on the game. It's been fun having you, Mr. Sanders. I appreciate you again for taking some time out of your day to come and chill with us. What do you think? What do you think of the live so far?
Nah, it's fun, man. It's fun.
What do you think?
We do this anyway.
What do you think live in general? Heard. Appreciate you. James Winston, your stream. Appreciate you, brother. But we're saying kind of, halftime, trying to figure out kind of what we do. What do you think so far? What do you think live in general?
I think it's good. I think, it's kind of what we do anyway. Like if I'm sitting watching the game with my guys, we chopping it up, we asking each other questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I said that's kind of the goal too of it is just to, again, give the more personal side of players that you don't normally see. Again, a lot of the kind of like normal media, I think of like individuals who are broadcasting, they're just told they have to do certain things. I enjoy doing this kind of in a more leisure way, making it a little bit more focused. I can handle a lot of that kind of play-by-play stuff. So I find it fun to be able to do that with players, do that with people who are just fans of basketball. At the end, we're all just fans of basketball. You play in the NBA, you're a fan of basketball. You watch the NBA, you're a fan of basketball. So, but it's been fun. I enjoy it. I say it's long. Can be long games. Can be long times, especially some of these games, man, that just end up being blowouts. What's the vibe like on a bench where it's just where you're up 30?
You know what? It's crazy because you got to be extra focused. It's like, you got to be extra focused when you're 30 because you can lose that lead so quickly, bro. You get too comfortable in these games, it'd be like it's an NBA team.
Yeah, true. The Grizzlies are a good example right now.
Yeah, it's an NBA team. At the end of the day, I don't care what I don't care if the best score is out. If you're going to sit there and think it's going to be easy, you're going to get blown out or you're going to lose.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the interesting things about the Suns is that they hopefully they stay locked in for a lot of it, especially through injuries this year. You got any favorites? Obviously, Chad, I believe Jalen Brown, we did confirm toward his Achilles, which is insanity.
Really?
But I think that's what everybody was saying. I can check real quick. If you don't have Twitter, but if you want to check Twitter, it might not be a bad idea. Other than them, because I think it's unfair to probably say no or yes. Do you have a favorite that who's a team you would want? That's a good question. Who's a team you would want to see win a change?
A team I would want to see, Lakers, man. Go get your hurry up. Get out of here. Get that chip. Let LeBron get it on the way out. And move on, man. Move on. I think the whole world is stuck on the Lakers winning championship right now. Let them get that chip. And let's go. Lakers, let them get a championship. Bro.
Who wants to win a chip?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to say, I'm a Lakers fan.
Yeah, let them get that chip. Yeah, LeBron get on the way out.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, let them get that chip.
Lakers don't need any more chips.
LeBron needs let them get this.
Chat, there's no way, Mr.
You're not a Knicks fan.
Mr. Sanders, he's Knicks.
Oh, okay.
He's got his hat on.
You just Lakers and Knicks? And now it's LeBron.
There's no way you said
Get him out of here, chat.
There's no way you said the Lakers on my pod, though. To be fair, there's no way you said the Lakers on my pod.
My bad, bro. I'm just go dig them a chip.
Luka cannot win a ring before the Suns organization, all right? I can't. No, he won't. Dude, I swear to God. If the Lakers get this shit, bro, I'm going to be so mad. Bro. I'm going to be so mad. That was a crazy trade. Where were you at when Luka got traded? Do you remember that trade?
I remember that trade.
Where were you at? I was at a country bar. So
yeah, I was thinking I heard conspiracies about LeBron in Vegas.
Yeah.
And the ownership, it got crazy right away.
I mean, it was. I
don't know what to believe.
Again, I was at a country bar and we just sat there, and I just remember it came up. I think it was on Instagram, and it was a photo of Anthony Davis, and it was Anthony Davis traded. It was just Anthony Davis traded. Didn't say anything, and I was like, oh, weird. Like they traded Anthony, or yeah, the Lakers traded Anthony Davis. That's weird. Like, what's up? Yeah, again, granted, is a good point. It's a good point. I think it's a fair point. At his peak, though, Anthony Davis is like a top 2 player in the NBA. He just has to be, but he's got to be at his peak all the time, which is tough to come by. But I just remember sitting there and I was like, Anthony Davis got traded. And then like swiped over a photo, and it was like Luka traded. And I was like, yo, what is happening today? Because I think it might have been trade deadline day as well or something, or trade opening or whatever. It just doesn't play. It just doesn't play more. And now Anthony Davis is on the Wizards. I think he's on the Wizards. He got traded to the Wizards. Like, he's with the Wizards with Trae Young and now, which is even weirder. But I just remember sitting there and I was like, there's just no way. The Mavs were just in the finals. And I was like, oh my God. Because to me, I took it as kind of like if Devin Booker had been traded. Like, even though I know that's going to shit on me for Devin Booker. But like, and like, it just was like at the level of like within the franchise. Like, Luka was approaching. I mean, it's hard to say, but kind of was approaching where Dirk was in love from the Mavs fans. And I was like, oh, there's no way they traded. There's no way they traded. No, they traded those guys for each other. And I just remember that being kind of the craziest thing. What was the craziest trade that occurred kind of during your time? What was the most surprising? Not involving
LeBron, yeah.
LeBron.
That one was in OKC too. Like, I was there. Yeah, when KD left OKC, when James, they couldn't sign James. Yeah, which was crazy.
Let him go.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, they had such a squad.
Crazy to look at.
That was crazy. That was wild.
What is that's a great question as well. I don't know if you're friends with LeBron or with KD. I know people who are friends with KD. We'll be bringing up soon. I only talk to him about high regard. I love KD. I think KD's dope. I think KD's sick. Besides, some of the other stuff, I really don't care about. He's like I say, Jack. He's just a dude. If he talks shit on Twitter, I literally could care less. Did you have any kind of interaction with KD, meet KD, that you were like, what was kind of like, we're talking a little bit about KD and an idol? Did you ever have an idol moment where you were like, kind of you were fanboying about a guy that you ran into in the NBA? Obviously, you talked a little bit about kind of your vibes with Kobe. I kind of get that may have been one of those kind of events. LeBron was also a good one. Right. But yeah, we'll start out kind of your vibe with KD. What do you like about KD? What do you think of KD now?
So me and KD's brother, Tony Durant, we played against each other in college.
Oh,
we were really good friends. So I know Tony. I know KD's mom. Me and KD, of course, played against each other in the NBA. So it's all love, man. We see each other's ass, and we sit, we talk, we chop it up, and it's all love, man.
Yeah. I feel like KD's dope. I feel like I was one of the few people out here who, even now, like people really trash Ishbia, the owner of the Suns, for the trade for KD. And I tell people like, bro, dude, at some point you have to just like, you gotta take a shot. And like, Ishbia came and bought the Suns and was like, let's rack out. We're trying to win a chip. I think there's a lot of people that kind of hold that over his head of like, oh well, look at how bad the trade was. And I always kind of point to Bradley Beal being more of the difficult piece within that trio. But I've always, I mean, again, I've been a pretty strong proponent of KD being the guy, KD being the homie. BG said KD's trash on the Suns. Can you agree with me? Again, I don't think he was necessarily trash on the Suns. I think the team overall around KD and the Suns was just not good. Like, they just didn't run. The coaching wasn't great. Like, Jordan not with the coach of the Suns right now with KD probably would have kind of not get, again, like, I don't really think guys have an ego in general just because they know they're nuts at basketball. But I've always been kind of in that realm where KD was kind of dope. KD's just dope. I think KD's cool. I mean, I shooting jump shots in the club. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's KD in a club shooting jump shots. And again, they just got an insane kind of, history of NBA. I mean, he'll go down as one of the greatest ever, if not the greatest, one of the greatest shooters, if not the greatest shooter ever. From the KD. So yeah, give us kind of your idol moment.
So you say that. So my first idol was really like the first KD. So it was Tracy McGrady.
Yeah.
So T-Mac to me was like, I mean, his size, the things that he did was ridiculous. He just didn't have the work ethic like KD. Otherwise he would have won championships like KD did, I believe.
And so what was your first interaction with Tracy?
So T-Mac, I went to his one-on-one tournament. He had a one-on-one tournament out in Atlanta, I believe. And I went out there and hung out with him for a little bit. This was him and Mutombo before Mutombo died. Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's wild.
Yeah, it was before Mutombo time will be one of the guys that, I modeled. I did the fadeaway a couple of times, blocking shots. So to hang out with him and T-Mac being my favorite player growing up, which really got me into basketball. When I was 15, he was playing for Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
wild.
yep, and I was a Heat fan by nature, but I was more of a T-Mac fan when he played for Orlando. So yeah, then all those Florida boys. I mean, T-Mac from Florida, Tracy's from. Vince is from Florida. Vince Carter, Amari, he's from Florida. He's a Florida guy.
Damn, that's a lot of Florida dudes, bro.
Yeah, Florida got some athletes.
Got some dogs out there, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you just named a bunch of dogs too, not
Yeah.
just like, oh, they're great at hooping. Just name
Yeah.
four or five guys that just go out there ready to bitch people, bro.
Yeah, we
Like
got
that.
dogs. Florida got dogs, for sure. Oh yeah.
What was kind of some teams? We'll kind of navigate kind of towards teams then too. Did you ever have kind of that like, all right, today's I'm gonna work hard every day, but like I'm playing the Cavs tonight, playing the Bucks tonight. I guess not you're playing the Bucks, but were there any teams that you were like, yo, I want to go out, I want to go crazy today?
Yeah, I mean,
Consistent.
shit. I mean, I was I always had a mentality.
Yeah.
But I had like my rivals, like I said, Joe Kim. So when I was playing the Bulls, D Rose was a MVP of the league. So to beat the Bulls was huge for us. They were our conference rivals. They would come in and we would have home games, and all the Chicago fans would buy all the seats and boo us when we ran out at home.
Good Lord, that's crazy.
Yes.
Bulls fans do run deep though.
Oh, yeah.
They run deep now. The team's not great right now.
It'd be red. Our whole gym would be red home game versus the Bulls. So
you was always
wanted to
looking,
beat them.
obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Boozer trash talking. You know what I mean? Yeah, Boozer.
Who was the best trash talker to you that you played against?
The best?
Yeah.
I'm the best.
Boozer's
I was the best.
Touche. Other than yourself,
I was
other
the
than
best.
yourself.
But I mean, yeah, I done got a little
KG?
KG.
Yeah, KG's probably pretty nuts.
But I see, I got a crazy KG story. He'll get mad.
Okay, I said don't tell the
No,
story.
I mean, it is what it is. I just got in his head a little bit.
Okay.
That's what I did. But
you have the style of play. Like, there's guys in the NBA that I think don't have the style of play to be able to talk shit.
Yeah.
And there are guys like you, Dillon Brooks. I think is a weird spot where like he does play like pretty good defense, but not like elite enough defense to be like shit talking to everybody. But that's why I like Dillon because he still does it anyways. And there's people like you that's like, hey, you go to the like I'm gonna drop one F. I'm like, go to the fucking rack, bro. I'll be there. Sorry, like I'm gonna be there. I'm expecting you at the rack.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you better expect me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's a fun part of it. So KG, you're saying who else?
Let me see a great trash talker back in the day. I mean, I got like a lot of great guys on the way out. What was that?
Timmy
Polite Timmy.
Hey,
I think it's Tim.
Great contestant. Like, the fuck? What'd you just tell me, bro? You made the shot, asshole. Don't do that shit.
Yeah, but KG, I kind of already knew how KG was going in.
True, that's a fair point.
So like, I came in like this was a guy I looked up to, but I wasn't gonna let him know that shit because if you tell KG like, "Hey man, can we work out?" He'll be like, "Yo, get the hell out of my face." he will dish you, bro. He'll be like shit right there. So I'm like, I gotta bring it first, and then
which again is a testament to I think your personality as well. Real quick, just so I can grab a battery before we start the third quarter. What is your optimal like put together? Okay, within 3 categories. Okay, we're gonna go playmaking, shooting, and defense.
Okay.
Making a player. So you could have like the shooting of Katie, the playmaking of Steve, and the defense of you.
Okay.
That type of thing. Go through that real quick and kind of build it out for us. Chad, if you guys have other aspects you want to add into it, we'll do IQ as well. Playmaking and IQ is separate things because they can be separate things a lot of the time. So IQ, playmaking, shooting ability, and defense. Build your perfect player.
IQ, I'm going with LeBron. IQ, I'm going with LeBron. Playmaking, I kind of want to go Chris Paul, playmaking, or Rondo. I might have to go Rondo with the playmaking because he's just so crafty. Scoring, gotta go with Jordan. And defense, I'm gonna go with me. I'm gonna go with my defense. So yeah, I think that'll be the ultimate player right there. Probably one of my kids. They probably I probably just describe one of my kids when they get older. Nah, but yeah, I would say if not me defensively, who's a good defensive guy? I mean, I don't know.
Good players.
Yeah,
What
it
do
is.
you think Wemby?
I love Wemby. I love his game.
What do you think Wemby's ceiling is? I think Wemby's ceiling is legitimately like the greatest player, personally. I think Wemby, like, it could be like a 7-time in a row MVP if he's healthy.
Yeah, I believe that's not far off. I believe once he gets I mean,
What do you think?
it's hard, man, because you just never seen anything like
Yeah, it's
it.
a fair.
So there's no
band,
reference
bro.
point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't know what's gonna happen with this guy.
What's up? Dude, there's like 3 moves, bro. I swear to God, I legitimately will score 59. Like it's just.
Yeah.
I think Wemby is.
Yeah.
I saw Wemby. I went to a Spurs Suns game not too long ago. I think it was early in this season, maybe last season, at the end of the season. And I just remember being like on the walking down before the game and being like, this is an egregious build. Like, this is the most. Just weird. Like, it was just weird. I don't know what to do about it. Like, and then he gets on the court and it's just like, yeah, don't go to the rack. You will not go to the rack whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your wingspan?
7.
Yeah, I think Wemby's wingspan is like damn near 8'2". And he can shoot threes. Like, it's crazy shit. That, I do think Wemby is probably going to be in that realm. One-on-one Wemby, you.
Oh,
what's the stat?
I can guard him. You know what? And this is why I say I can guard him, because he's a kind of guy that I would guard him every step or he makes on the court. Like from
you're
one end
enough
to
to stay.
Yeah, from one end to the other, I'm gonna be a pest because I'd imagine, like, for me, right, being a bigger guy, when I play smaller bigs, that's what they do.
Yeah,
they're always on me. They're always making contact. They're in my legs. I can't get to my spot. I'm frustrated. You know what I mean? But when I can run to my spot and get there, you're done. You're dead. You're fish in the water.
Yeah,
So
we'll set up the Sanders versus Wemby.
Oh yeah.
He would love it. He would love it. Yeah, Wemby. That's a cool.
I don't think anyone will give me the type of pressure that I would give him, honestly, because I was 7'7" wingspan. I'm fast, and honestly, if you look at my stats when I played in the NBA, I not only led the NBA in blocks, but I brought every team's statistical shooting percentage down.
And I think
by team per team.
I think it's crazy you didn't get an All-NBA. Did you get an All-NBA?
I got nominated for all NBA defense player of the year, most improved. But at the time, I was smoking marijuana, and the league did not want to highlight me as a player. Which
personally I find lame. Personally, I find it lame. I understand.
I mean, now they don't even test for
it anymore.
But at the time, it was the worst thing ever.
Which basically, I mean, you could basically say, I was a boy.
I was. I mean, it was up for like 4 different awards, bro. I was working out for the Olympics.
Yeah, so, I mean, like,
I didn't make second or third in defense.
Like, that's crazy. That's insane.
That doesn't make sense.
Like,
the NBA, they definitely try to put me up there.
I feel like it's even last year, Wemby's first year in the league, they gave it to Rudy last year, I think, or Jaren Jackson Jr. Gobert.
Their numbers can't even compare.
And I remember Wemby last year. It was like teams. As a rookie, it's a little weird as well, just because like some of the shit he was doing was like, all right, this isn't like.
Right.
I don't even know if we can consider this normal, like, in consideration of what's going on. But like I think, again, like you said, I kind of think of Wemby and you. Like, Wemby's kind of just a taller, lengthier version of you on defense, and that is basically the kind of the analog. You were just a few inches shorter and a few inches shorter wingspan wise, but legitimately we're again playing insane defense. So again, if you guys want to go check out the real Larry Sanders, real_Larry Sanders on Instagram, you guys can check out everything he's doing over there, as well as then just looking at highlights of him and realizing, again, you were one of the more untapped potential stories in the NBA.
Yeah.
Again, I think for good reason. I think it's dope the way that you decided to go because it is something that I've kind of prided myself with a lot of the work that I've done mentally and all that type of stuff. I think it was something that someone needed to do, and it ended up being you doing it, and doing it and everything like that. So it's really cool to kind of see you doing that type of stuff, seeing you around that area, seeing you kind of doing all these different things now as well. So tuning into this game a little bit more, chat. 73-65, 9:30 left here in the third quarter. Suns going a little bit of a run here. No bucket for the Grizzlies coming out of half. Suns have kind of gone with everything. 3 points empty here from the Grizzlies. They cashed it in. I need to stop talking about the lead because as soon as I start talking about it, Spencer makes the three. So 73-68. Jalen Green, Oso, Royce O'Neale, Devin Booker, and Colin Gillespie all on the court right now. Speaking of KD, we are going to the versus on April 7th. For April 7th, the Suns play the Rockets. Dude, it's gonna be interesting to see kind of how this season ends up. Suns only most of the league with only 8 games or 7 games left in the season. It's gonna be interesting just to see what the Suns are able to do. They kind of have to win out if they want to stay out of the play-in. Any opinions on the play-in?
I mean, it could be good for some, it could be bad for some, right?
Would you have wanted to play when you were playing?
The play-in? No. I want a guaranteed spot.
You want that 8?
Who wants to play in?
At least you want that 8.
Did I play in a play-in? I want to say, I believe I may have.
Oh, okay.
I think I may have. Maybe my last year.
Played like Ben Park. Yeah, I've been in a playing team.
You know, maybe that happened after I left. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's fairly recent too.
I think it happened after I left. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the play is interesting.
I just remember battling for AFC.
Okay, I heard. Yeah,
battling for AFC, and we ended up getting it.
Now people are battling for the 10th seed, which is crazy to me. Like,
that's
oh my god!
And
then he missed it. Not even to say what happened, Jack, because he missed the shot. That's just bro. Come on. 73-68. Colin Gillespie had to do it on his ass ankle breaker, and unfortunately just missed the shot. Going inside for the Grizzlies again. That guy's been going to the rack religiously. 73-70. They get it on transition. Royce O'Neale is going to get the free throws. I feel like you could have got an handle in there if you just put a layup up, Royce. Yes, Teo said. Appreciate you, Teo. Yeah, I do think maybe he's like kind of going back to this conversation of Wemby. I just think he's crazy. Were there any people not like Wemby because Wemby's again Wemby, but were there any people when you were in the league that came and do it and you were like, oh, okay, what the like that you met, there for a second year and you're like, holy shit, this guy is ridiculous.
Didn't play against Yao Ming.
Yeah.
I met him.
Yao Ming was one of the first players I feel like I remember watching a basketball game. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's so big. Yeah, big, huge dude, massive and skilled, like really skilled. Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, guys didn't really.
So you were kind of in that age of basketball where like you have all of you played with all kind of the guys who are aging stars now. You played with, you played against Vince, you played against something like KG. Like a lot of those guys kind of had been developing their bag up until like when you came to the league as well, and those guys were everyone you were playing against. So it is interesting to me because I feel like we're in that kind of position now where there's. I'm not saying that these guys are on the level of KG and stuff like that, guys. I'm just saying we're in kind of the age of all of the young stars that, in 10 years will be in that, oh man, you remember watching, like, I can say people, you remember watching KG, you remember watching Amari Stoudemire. We're in that spot where we're watching those guys right now, and, 5 to 10 years will be like, damn, you guys remember watching John Morant, just seeing him on dudes. Do you remember watching, Devin Booker is probably in that realm. He's getting a little bit older now. It's going to be interesting to see kind of where we're at with all that stuff.
The wild part is the LeBron. You're going to be able to say that. Like, I'm going to be able to say that. My kids are going to be able to like, every kid was going to be, hey, remember LeBron James?
How much do you think he has still?
I mean, he's leading, like, he's averaging more dunks this year ever. Like, I don't know. At the beginning of this year, I'm like, oh, he got like 2 more. And after this year, I'm like, bro, he's gonna have to just leave when he wants to. I don't think he's gonna have to like how age kind of catches up to you. I don't know.
Yeah, Father Time, I feel like it has not activated with him yet. He had a poster earlier this year, and I was like, God bless, bro.
Jesus,
do you have a
7-footer?
I know you only played a little bit with the Cavs and LeBron.
Right. Do
you have a relationship with LeBron, or is it like? Yeah. I kind of wonder, like, in that short time, they'll pass inside here to Oso, they go up 76-72. Were you able to develop a little bit of that relationship?
Yeah.
I would thought he's a stand-up. He seems like a stand-up guy. I've never seen anything like kind of problematic. Same thing with Kobe. Like, I thought Kobe was always a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of been in that realm. Is that fair?
Well, I spent my whole my career in the East
Yeah,
with him.
fair.
With him.
Yeah.
So a lot of games against LeBron, man, and
For the Grizzlies is cooking our shit right now. It's 76-75 job.
oh yeah,
God bless, man. You were saying, sorry.
yeah. And I spent a lot of time playing against him, and I believe because I played against him so much, that's when I went back to the NBA, I worked out for like 6, 7 different teams. Cavs for the last team I worked out for them in Cleveland, and LeBron and those guys offered me the contract right after practice. Yeah. So they didn't even let me get a chance to go contact any teams. Work out for the Warriors. I worked out for Boston. So
were they kind of were any of those teams specifically? You were like, "Oh, I'd like to be here."
I was Cleveland, like Golden State at the time.
Okay, heard.
And I wouldn't mind Boston. I like Boston at the time.
Boston's cool,
but Cleveland just they pulled. They offered me the contract right away. So
yeah, didn't even need to do
and an opportunity to play with LeBron. It was dope.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that you think about like the roster at the time was again one of those where you're like, damn, I could play with like, some of the most insane guys.
Yeah, it was wild. Me and
Uncle Drew, bro. Play Uncle Drew's probably insanity, bro.
Yeah, and me and Iman Shumpert, we actually went to LeBron camp together. We were roommates at LeBron camp.
That's crazy, bro.
That's how long.
I think Iman is probably the most entertaining NBA podcaster that I have seen.
Yeah,
I kind of rarely. I have seen much of your stuff yet, just because I didn't grow up watching that type of stuff. Iman stuff just gets promoted by other people, right? So I see it. Iman is just funny as shit.
Yeah, that's my brother. That's my guy. So
you
could imagine it was me. Just imagine this though, me and Iman. And at the time he was signed with Cash Money. He was signed with Young Money. He was with Lil Wayne. He was like a basketball rapper.
Yeah.
So we just we're at LeBron camp. We go. Just imagine this, chat. Me and Iman Shumpert are at LeBron camp. Then we go and play with LeBron. Now me and Iman are retired. And LeBron is still in the NBA.
That's crazy, bro. That's still insane, bro.
What?
That's insane.
We went to his camp.
That's crazy.
We played with him,
Dude,
and now we're retired. Dude, he's still thriving.
On X, I think it was on X. Someone made a post, and it was like LeBron has played with like has played against 65% of the players to ever play in the NBA. And it was like, I forgot he was older than like 50% or whatever, like whatever the age gap was. But I just remember seeing that it was he had played with like 67% of the NBA. And I was like, dude, like I can't even fathom. It's hard to even context like explain. Which again, I think when I have kids and maybe LeBron's still playing, I have no clue. But hopefully when I have kids, LeBron isn't playing anymore. God, it should be insanity. But there are times where LeBron isn't in basketball. It'll be, imagine, like, he'll be talking to kids and be like, imagine this guy. He just played for, what is he, 20, I think he just hit 25. I forgot how many years he played. Imagine this guy, okay? Plays for double, probably the longest player to actually ever, like, be productive. Okay? There's plenty of guys who played till they were older that just weren't, they didn't hit the same. LeBron legitimately is still, like, a top, like, 25 player in the NBA right now, if not top 15. Like, imagine this guy gets drafted out of high school, goes insane for 25 years on every team he plays for, wins rings on two different teams. Yeah, two different, just the Cavs and the Lakers. Wins a ring in two different cities, across the country, spends an entire career in Cleveland. Oh, no, 3, yeah, Miami. Wins an entire career in Miami, and then a third career in LA, in probably the hardest place to, like, remain. And you could be like, yeah, that doesn't sound like a person, Dad. You're like, I swear to God, I watched him for 20. He's been in the league before I was born, Chad.
Yeah.
There's guys playing against him who weren't born.
Yeah.
When he was in the
he assisted his son.
Yeah.
He gave his son an assist. The first father-son assist in NBA history. Listen, chat. The first and the last father-son assist in NBA. That will never. It won't happen. There will never ever be a father-son in NBA.
It's never going to occur. There's never going to be this father-son that is LeBron, who is performing at 20 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Like, damn near just the main producer of their offense when Luka's not playing. Like, so it looks like right now, fighting for the ball might have been a jump ball. We'll see here. Devin Booker kind of got his ankle landed on. It's just going to be a foul on the Grizzlies going to remain Suns ball. They get the play they want. Unfortunately, Book can't make it, though. So they're only up 78-77. In transition, great pass. Yam time for the Grizzlies. They take the lead. 6 minutes left here in the third. Chad, this is a great game. This is a great game. I can't believe it's this close, to be honest. 6:15. Jalen Green bringing it down the court. He's at the left elbow. Inside. Loses the ball, though. Recuperates. There's going to be a foul here on Oso. I don't really know what the foul call was. 79-78 here. Turnover by the Suns. Don't really know what's happened there with the Suns. Feel like they're kind of scrambling right now, Jack. Kind of scrambling right now. Fortunately, the Suns don't really have games to scramble around it anymore. They got to kind of lock in for a lot of this stuff and focus on being the penultimate team when it comes to the play-in. They got to be that best team in the play-in. Got to be that best team walking into the play-in. Missed here by the Grizzlies, though. Come on back on the floor. They get it over to Devin Booker. Devin Booker over to Jalen Green. Corner three. This is out. Royce O'Neale for the easy rebound. He gets inside, gets the leg, goes down, rolls in and out, and back in 80-79 now. Suns need to put some gap between them and the Grizzlies right now. Just not enough pressure. Too much pressure to put on the Suns right now. Corner three wide open, just no rotation defense. Grizzlies take the lead 82-80. Royce O'Neale just not playing his rotation. He's getting to the corner, guard up those guys on the three. Grizzlies have three shooters. They're not a team that lacks in three-point shooting. They have the same amount of threes right now, a couple less attempts as well than the Suns. Suns with 26 attempts, 9 makes. Grizzlies with 20 attempts and 9 makes. So, I mean, the Grizzlies are coming out. They're banging out threes. They're staying in contest. I mean, I don't know what the Suns are doing. They're kind of lacking. It's going to be a timeout here from them as well. So, I don't really know what's going on here, Chad. I mean, this is I made a comment about this being a game that they probably need to win. Just because if they don't win, they basically lock themselves into that 7 position, and that's about it. Going down 4.5 games with little to no time left in the season, it's going to be tough to figure out anything. Thank you for the rose, Mario. Appreciate you, Mario, for the rose. 82-80, Grizzlies in the lead. What was do you have a favorite game?
I played it.
Yeah.
Playoff game.
Okay.
Yeah, playoff against Miami. None like them playoff games, man.
Did you play against LeBron on Heat?
I did.
Jesus Christ. That's just got to be insane.
Yeah, the big three. Yeah, those great games, man. Me being from Florida, too, like going to Florida playing those playoff games.
You have
family.
There, yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, best moments.
Any favorite game from the series?
Probably the fourth game.
Yeah.
Because I was a little frustrated at that game. My guys really weren't showing up. I felt like they kind of caved, and that wasn't the part I liked. I just liked the fact that I just kind of just said F it, man. It was just
let it hang.
Yeah, man. Got had a full court, fast break, dunk. Really got a chance to play, and we almost won. So it was exciting, but I just felt like guys kind of got to the point in the year, and 82 games. They're like, man, we made it to this point in the playoffs, and they're content. And I wasn't really rocking with that.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing about I think it's a big thing with fans. I feel like people, like as a fan, you never really. It's like kind of championship or bust a lot of the time. I think the Suns this season are a good example of like trying to like kind of combat against that. Like, I mean, the Suns were expected. Bleacher Report said the Suns were going to win 26 games. They damn near doubled that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's very much for fans. They come into the season, if we don't win a championship, what's the point of the season? X, Y, and Z. And I think kind of like you said, there's some players that kind of have that. Well, we made the playoffs. It's cool. It's cool. We made the playoffs. What else do we need to do? And then there's guys like you that are like, dude, F that, bro. I want to chip. Like, I want to beat the Heat.
Yeah. I mean, in just one game. Like in one win and not getting swept would do so much for it. I mean, I was going to get my contract, right? But what about the guy? What about, Nate Walters?
Yeah.
What about the guy at the end of the bench? You know what I mean? If we get one win, everybody else getting more attention. They're going to get a job next year. Even if it's not here, they're going to get a job next year.
Yeah, hey, you were part of the team that at least.
Just for one win, you know what I mean? So, sometimes you got to do it for others. Like,
you got any fun stories about that Amon told you or anything like that? Obviously, kind of, again, like you said. I mean,
the first night I got to Cleveland.
Oh my God, what a block by the Grizzlies! Holy shit, 82-80. Jordan Goodwin can't get the layup. Drive inside again. Oh my God, dude.
He's getting to the rim.
Grizzlies go 84-80. Yo,
He's the
chat. Let me look at the stats. Who's that guy?
Yeah,
Who's that
face
guy?
mask.
My God. 22.
It's two face masks though.
Yeah,
I told you they slapping each other in practice, bro. I don't know what's going on. What the hell?
Broken noses left and right.
Right, you trying to bend the nose at the beginning of
84-80 chat. Grizzlies take the lead after that last bucket. Suns go down. They missed their shot. I don't have it on my microphone.
Ooh, he's getting busy.
Oh my God,
goaltending,
bro.
That's goaltending. Gotta be.
They want Grizzlies want to review it. Chat, I think if a player throws a stand up, they gotta just be like, yo, you challenge it, bro.
It's goaltending though. You can't hit the rim the ball goes. Goaltending way. Back down the other way. Yep.
84-80. Jalen Green trying to get to the rack. Chat. This is not.
They got like 20 of them.
Don't want to go probably at a finishing battle because they just don't have the deep. They don't have the paint guys. This has been a problem for the Suns for the past month and a half since Dillon and Mark Williams both got hurt. Just not able to really guard the paint. I mean, he's going at book. Come on, entering rotation, gets inside. Oh my God, that was
tough.
That was a crazy. That was a crazy.
You gotta stay down, man. Get him off his feet.
Come on. You don't gotta. Come on, you're 7 foot.
He's just jumpy though. You can just tell by his body movement.
And like you said, the antsiness that Kamon's playing with. 3-point here from Book. Cashes it in 83-86 now.
I remember that. You got a lot of energy. You just like, but the best thing you can do is just deep breaths and be calm. You know what I mean?
You live out here, right? You gotta go coach your Kamon, bro.
Hey, man, hey, Phoenix Suns, man. Holla at me, man.
I got some people
that player development right here.
That'd be sick. You know, that'd be dope, bro. Would you be down to do something like that?
I would love to do it, man.
Have you ever thought about coaching?
I coached at a high school. I was head coach at a high school this past season. Out of Whitman. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
I went to Brophy.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you like Brophy. Don't like Brophy.
Well, I'm just getting to know the districts.
I guess you're not saying I was from Brophy, so I understand it. It's a very nice school.
Okay.
I was not part of the group that everybody thinks goes to Brophy. But that's like a very, very
prestigious
school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a private school. Stuff like that too.
Okay.
I didn't have the benefit of my dad did pay for school, but I had friends that were like Larry Fitzgerald's kid.
Oh, okay.
Went there, and Donovan McNabb's kid went there. Like a bunch of different players.
Okay.
So fairly well known, pretty good in sports. That's why I went there. They had a good lacrosse team. They won state like 4 years in a row. So I went there. Right, real quick though. 83-86. Devin Booker getting it back. Pick from Ryan Dunn. Good pick there. Ryan Booker says that I'm gonna shoot it. That one rebound. Oh, he's getting double to get inside the book. Gotta make the play. 86-83 in transition again. Grizzlies up one after Devin Booker takes a tumble outside. Suns defense collapses 3 dudes. They get it back outside, almost lose the ball. Drive over to the right side into the corner. It's good defense there. 3-pointer from the Grizzlies though. Missed that one. That was pretty good rotation defense. Down the guy as well. Grizzlies easily could have gone to the rack, probably up a guy and decided to figure it out, but they don't. Jordan Goodwin with it now gets inside. Oso. Gonna be a foul there. Maybe going back to Hackett shot because they just foul those. So I'm not gonna lie, might not be the worst idea.
Yeah, every time Devin gets the ball, they're getting the ball out.
It's just double.
Them and the other team beat them.
Taylor Hendricks. He only has 5 points. I feel like he's been going crazy inside the paint. That's probably not the right guy.
Nah.
Colin Coward, I think it's Greg Jackson. G. Jackson. Spencer and Mashak are the 5 starters for the Grizzlies. Again, nobody's kind of working by committee here for the Grizzlies. They've got 12, 16, 11, 15, and 10. Suns kind of on the other end. They've got Devin Booker with 34. Did not realize Devin Booker had 34.
He got 34. That's a quiet 34.
I feel like it's been a soft 34.
Yeah,
he's 15 of 23. Holy shit. I just haven't been locked in. 15 of 23, 4 of 6 from 3. Kind of makes sense. He's just pulling up threes and shit.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Green also has 21. He's 9 of 18, 3 of 7. So elite efficiency for both those guys tonight. Those guys, the only 2 guys with double-digit points. You then have 9, 6, 4, 4, 3, and 2. So Devin Booker and Jalen Green, the only guys scoring for the Suns right now. To be fair, probably make sense top heavy for this game at least. Into the midi for the Grizzlies, they missed that one. He gets his own rebound. Little underhand pass. That was kind of tough. Missed that one though. Another rebound. Throw it out. They don't say it, but he said he was on the line as he caught it. So it's gonna be Suns ball here. 86-84. Suns gotta lock it in. Suns gotta lock it in. Everybody's Suns need to pick you up. For some of that rim.
Listen, even just the practice squad, I go out there and make the team a lot better.
how could I get on the
Just-
practice squad for this?
Just
Why you laughing?
no, I
Why you
want to
laughing?
play. Like I told you, man, you gotta get that bag work, bro. I play with Earl Boykins. I don't know if you know who that is. Earl Boykins is 5'7".
Yeah, but Earl Boykins sounds like
He
a
got a
name.
bag.
Yeah, it sounds like a name.
He got a bag.
That would,
Yeah.
that would get the hands. That would,
Man.
that would have the nasty handles back and forth. Chad.
You have a good up and under, a good, up and under.
ACL reconstruction for me kind of threw everything. Well, you can pull up to my. We'll pull up to a court and we'll see. Okay, we'll set up at some point. It'd be fun.
You never know.
I also need to get back into hooping because I have been out with the surgery, so I need to get back into hooping and stuff. It's been a bit since I was on a court. I got signed book once. Chad, some of you guys were saying I was just going to sell the shoes. I am going to wear the shoes to the tournaments I play at stuff, Chad. Okay, they were my shoes that I wore. They were first book ones I got. I am not the person to go and just sell memorabilia because it has a signature on it. I'm excited to play in. I'm excited to play in the shoes. I think that's the point of shoes is to wear them. Are you big?
You're gonna play in the ones with the signature?
Yeah. I put nail polish on it. It'll say the signature. I don't really cherish like signatures like that.
Gotcha.
And I know, I'm just saying this, probably just in my head. I think Dillon would want me to play in them and stuff. 3-point here from the Suns, cashing in, 86. They're looking to get in this Jordan Goodwin supply and spark right now. Hopefully, I'll play. I'm glad to grab something signed by you, bro. I appreciate that.
I got you.
I appreciate I think it's fun to have people sign. That sounds a little fanboy-ish. Sounds kind of weird to be like, oh, can I get a signature? But enjoy just having the signatures on stuff. Turnover here by the Grizzlies, though. Rasheer in transition. Yeah, again, big man. Chad, that's what we like to see out of Rasheer. That was a big ass game from Rasheer, guys. That might be my favorite player of the year so far, guys. Is Rasheer Fleming. He's a rookie. Kind of plays that power forward spot. Probably should be playing small forward, not power forward. Grizzlies respond with a three-pointer, though, Chad. They are shooting pretty lights out from three. I think that they're 10 for 27 now, the Grizzlies. So they've also been cooking from the three-point line. It's a great game you got here, Chad. Jordan Goodwin, Congo Gillespie with it. Hits the shimmy. Can he make this one? Misses that one again, Chad. Don't matter if you get the ankles if you don't make the shot. 80, 89, 47 seconds left here in the third quarter. Still just a one-point game with the Grizzlies in the lead, 89-88. Taking their time trying to bring down the clock. Get it over to the corner. Get it back up top right elbow. The three. They're going to shoot another one. They're going to miss that one. Luckily, that would have made a 4-point game. Would have been a little bit of a tough closing to this quarter. Congo Gillespie gets over to Rasheer. Rasheer says, I'm going to pull it. Misses that one. No rebound. Grizzlies do a great job of not allowing second chances.
Yeah, team rebound is big.
I said the Suns just gave up 3 rebounds in that 2 or 3 possessions ago. Inevitably just went out of bounds. But 88-89, Grizzlies can have the last shot here. No work. Almost lose the ball. Top left elbow, the 3. Tween back. Gets the shimmy. Goes inside. Loses it off his feet. So it's going to be Suns ball with 2.4 seconds. They wanted a foul. They don't get it. 88-89. Chances here going into the fourth quarter. Suns don't have anybody at the baseline right now because they don't have to hurry up and get to the baseline either. They're going to call delay. They're going to call timeout. Suns are going to call timeout here. Wanted to see kind of what the Grizzlies were running into. 2.4. Kind of have an opportunity to drop a play here. Obviously, you're going full court as well. You're not going to advance the ball at all right now. So interesting to see kind of the decision who's taking the shot. They had to shoot 1 at half. Ended up not going anywhere basically. So it'll be interesting if they really want to try and get a close look at the rim or if they're just trying to get it to the book and throw it up there. Do you have a favorite player in the NBA round?
Giannis.
Giannis outright?
Yeah, Giannis by default.
How come?
I mean,
Just because.
Yeah,
I understand.
that's
Other than Giannis, then obviously I feel like they're a little bit biased.
There's a little bit of bias.
Totally
But I really like Wemby. I like
opinions on Shea?
Shea. I love Shea. Love his game. I love his he works both sides of the floor. I love that he plays both sides of the ball.
What do you think of that today's NBA foul? Just because we're talking about Shea, but do you?
Yeah, it's way softer, man. But it has to be. Yeah, I mean, you want more scoring. People want to see scoring. They don't want low scoring games. They want to see games over 100. That's exciting. Yeah, people want the favorite players to have 30. They want, back in the day, you had handshake, you had, fouls were very rare. Do
you think that the trajectory of the NBA, because fans would say that it's not good right now. I think there's a lot of fans that are like, oh, it's too much, and now they want to expand. Do you think the landscape of the NBA was for the better, or better or worse? Because you can kind of talk about from
are they making more money?
Great question.
Yes.
I would venture to guess quite a bit more money. Quite a bit more money as well. I venture to guess their viewership from France is up. Their viewership from Canada is
less
up.
Fights, less fouls, less arguing.
Oh, they cashed in a 3 from Book.
More of that.
Like I said, I didn't know if they were going to go to him or not. 91-89, though. They take the lead going into the fourth quarter. Yeah, Book's 37.
I need more excitement from that bench.
Dude, trust me.
The energy's so low over there.
Trust me. I cannot fathom, like.
I would have been going crazy. I would have been jumping all over the place. Yeah, look at that.
No one reacted.
Yeah.
Which is like, all right, cool. Like, bro, there's been one of the big things I think we can talk about with kind of Book. We talked about it a little bit. Okay? If people really want him to be, Kobe, he's not going to be Kobe. Period. It's just not going to happen. He isn't Kobe. He's not going to be Kobe. Not the way it works. I would love to see the man like start shit talking again. Book used to talk shit all the time. Yeah. All the time. Mm-hmm. And then he dropped 40. I think he's in that realm where he's like, well, I've matured. I just don't care about shit anymore. I think you lose a little bit of an edge like that. Granted, he's scoring 40 right now, I understand. He's scoring 40 right now. I can't say that. It's not fair. But Jalen Green is a good example. Jalen Green will go game on your shit and tell you he just gammed on your shit. And then go score 30. When the Suns made it to the finals, there's a whole meme of Devin Booker being special. It's a funny thing for him when he talks shit. People talk about Devin Booker talking shit. He's just been a lot more calm with it. Do you think? Did you talk shit to get amped?
I did. I talk shit, but sometimes it kind of got me out of my game a little bit, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? I had to like have a limit, because I'm an old school player, bro. So old school players, you might talking shit might result in somebody throwing some hands. And that's just how it was back then.
Fair point.
And it's not like that anymore. So you kind of have to adjust it to like, you're just talking smack. It's just basketball. No one really wants to fight. It's not 1990. Which is interesting.
Which again is interesting, kind of like you said, like just the breakdown of basketball. Not breakdown because that's something I was saying like it's gone bad, but the difference in it. Like, I mean, I'm really malice to the palace. Like, I'm watching videos of that. I mean, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, this does not seem okay. But from a fan standpoint, it was like, I was trying to say, like, it's not me. Like, I don't care.
Right.
So it's part of me that I think like it's interesting to see. Because you see, what's funny now is you see like little scuffles, and you'll hear like, oh yeah, oh my god. Like, yesterday, Gary Payton took one of the Nuggets players' headbands, like in a little scuffle, and they were like, oh, it's getting physical. He took his headband. And I was like, I feel like nothing happened. Like, he literally just took his headband. Right. And Gary Payton walked over and gave him back the headband. And I was like, okay, wasn't that big a deal?
Right.
Whereas, like, yeah, kind of like you said, I mean,
you stare at a guy to get a foul. Shaq used to kick people. Shaq used to dunk on people and kick them in the air, and then stare at them and push them. Like,
I think it's the one Shaq. Holy shit, bro! God bless, bro. I don't know who that is for the Grizzlies. Just put two dudes on a poster to tie the game up. 11:38 to the Suns and lock him in the paint. Both teams nearly even. Both teams with 45 plus wins in the paint. 46 to the Suns, 48 to the Grizzlies. So both teams getting to work in the paint, which is pretty crazy when you think about kind of the landscape of this game. I mean, it's 91-91 right now.
Ooh.
Also, center getting in his back. What the hell? Jordan Goodwin in the corner. This is that one. Rebound Rasheer. That's my favorite player this year, chat. Three dudes in there. Get up there. He gets it up. And then 93-91. I love Rasheer Fleming. Rasheer Fleming. If you ever see this, bro, I swear, bro. Let's go shoot some hoops because I would love to score on you. 93-91. 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Spencer with it. It's over his left side. That's a good pick. Oh, they call it a moving pick. How many moving picks did you call for in your career? Do you know? You call for a lot? You ever throw a little extra into someone?
You know what? Sometimes you got to. You got to send a message sometimes. Sometimes you might have a guard that's getting too many fucking buckets, bro. And you got to go lay that screen on him. Oh, it's a boom screen? My bad.
Did you ever hit a heart? Like, did you ever have someone hit a heart? Like you set a screen and they were like shit?
Yeah.
How many times, like, do you think of one scenario where you're like, damn, the dude just got laid out, isolated that dude out? Because obviously, I mean, people don't know kind of the science of laying pitch for sheer and transition out and turnover. But we'll hop into that after this possession real quick. The possession, 93-91. Also playing kind of that movement IQ center position. They got a foul on the Grizzlies though on Rasheer as he goes to the paint. Did you have can you think of like just times you just rock someone's shit where you were like, damn, and you were like, yo, that guy got it up?
Yeah, nah. I mean, me and BJ would definitely try to line guys up.
Yeah,
me and and Brandon, because he be in the backcourt, right?
Good layup there by Kobe. I missed. It was a great attempt at the layup. Grayson Allen not playing tonight. Check. Kind of crazy. Didn't really recognize that until now. That's a big for the Suns to not be having. Spencer with it now goes to his right side, trying to play the pick, goes back, gets the switch now with O, so he can hit a step back midi. Misses that rebound to the Suns. Kind of a crazy rebound there. In transition to get up to O, so that's an easy lay. Good job in transition. Good eyes by Gordon Goodwin down the court. They got basically a defensive guard and a point guard in Colin Gillespie and Gordon Goodwin in right now for the Suns. So electing to go small, more athletic, give Devin Booker and Jalen Green time to rest. Again, the Suns. Another turnover here by the Grizzlies was a big key for me. Kind of going into this game. Corner, Colin Gillespie. Going to be a 3 if he catches in. Finally hits one. Colin Gillespie.
Look at
his hands to the God. Put his hands together and praying shot. I mean, oh my God, bro. He's giving all the praise.
That's what's being called.
Colin Gillespie has been legitimately ice cold for, I would say, like 7 games. Like, has not made shots for like 7 games, and it's been kind of worrisome because he was a big point of the Suns kind of having a very successful beginning to their season. Yeah, I think it's Raja Bell.
Raja Bell, my God.
Laying out Kobe. Just because that might have been the playoffs. I don't remember if that was playoffs or it was just regular season. But Kobe going down the lane, Raja Bell was like, yeah, by the way, you're not going to go there anymore, Kobe. I think of some of those events where it's like, those guys just go out there to rack it out. Kind of like you're saying, kind of play. Do you think you kind of came in that bridge time of the NBA where you had guys like Steph kind of starting to shoot shit tons of threes, but it wasn't the norm yet. Right. It was, Ray Allen was maybe a little bit of a different example of Ray Allen, just obviously insane from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
But again, he was kind of an anomaly. It wasn't you weren't taking that many threes. Ray Allen was shooting a shit ton of them.
Yeah, you had different specialties. You had Kyle Korver.
Yeah.
You had certain guys that were just straight pure shooters. You just knew they were going to shoot that ball. You know what I mean? And I think Steph was just so different being the point. He also having to handle a lot of the shooters were just straight shooters. You know? They were like 3-point specialists. You know what I mean?
Who was the hardest to guard from your mindset? Like not against power forward, not like strong, like guys that legitimately. Because I think like Kyrie, and I'm like, dude, I couldn't imagine trying to guard
Derrick Rose in his prime.
D-Rose, that's
prime D-Rose off a pick and roll, bro.
D-Rose,
man, he's splitting the pick and roll. He's coming down the middle. He's pushing it like this,
jumping from damn near the free throw line. You're like, dude, I don't want to go up anymore.
Shooting threes and 1 3, step back, yo, MVP 3 roll.
What do you think? Ceiling, obviously, again, a big what if kind of player. What do you think his ceiling was? Like, was he passing MJ? Like, do you think he would have been LeBron? If he had stayed healthy. Because I kind of doubt it. I say no. I think he's kind of a Russ. Like, I think he would have been a little bit more popular than Russ.
I think he might have taken Iverson's spot.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair spot to put him. I think of kind of the raise in media attention to the NBA, the rise in popularity of the NBA as well. And you played in the most prime time of I would say the most prime time of the NBA in general because you had shooters, you had elite guys,
you had real big guys,
you had
pure point guards.
Rondo,
you had Rondo who didn't shoot the ball, but he get you going and get 20 assists.
Yeah, like you had a plethora of skills in specific things. Again, you kind of have now where it's this.
Everybody does everything.
Yeah, you have to be able to do a lot if you're going to be in the NBA now because you don't. There's just not a space for you because there is someone who can.
Yeah, and do other things as well.
Yeah, I think of Jordan Goodwin's a good example right now. Kind of a fringe guy on a lot of teams. Has come to been in the league, point guard defender, and then inevitably shoot threes. And you're like, well, this is axe. I don't want to guard this. Like,
so I would ask, what's better? Would it be better to get a team full of individuals that are good at a lot of things, or a team full of individuals who are great at one thing a piece?
In today's league, or just in general? What do you mean?
I mean, just in general. Because I feel like the new model is I'm gonna get 5 players who can do everything. The old model is we're gonna get 5 players that can do specific tasks.
Oh my God, yeah, talk about Ryan doing good shit, baby. Not 11-point lead. Though. Yeah. The Suns go on a big run here, a couple turnovers. They get the kind of the run going here into the 4, starting at the 4 good run here. They go up 11 now, 102-91. Let me update this real quick, chat. I'll answer that question in a second. I have a definitive answer for my opinion.
Yeah.
On which one I would think. But that's just gonna be my opinion. But 109. Yeah, chat. A fairly physical game. A lot of rack running. COs kind of both ways. Good game there by Ryan Dunn, kind of again a guy who has a little bit more kind of game in, game out. Unfortunately, it's just been not super feasible just because of the rest of the roster for the Suns. 102-91, 8 minutes, 30 seconds left. Let's see what the Grizzlies draw up here coming out of the break. They get two guys inside. Great layup there. I don't really know if that was a design play. I kind of looked a little broken because they had two to the exact same spot. 102-93. Grizzlies cut the lead down to single digits again. Also getting to work up top in the top of the elbow. Gets over Colin Gillespie. Going a long time without Devin Booker and Jalen Green here. Getting good rest here. Again, the bench has kind of brought this lead up a lot. So they're in a fine position. Rasheer Fleming from the corner for three. This is out. Rasheer also been on kind of a cold streak as a late shot. Jordan Goodwin now with a 3-point attempt. This is that one. So two chances there at busting it back to double digits, and they don't. Let's see what the Grizzlies draw up. Trying to figure it out. Can they steal one away with nothing on the line? Corner three here for the Grizzlies. They missed that one. So the Grizzlies have kind of gone on cold rebound. And they go to no one, but going to be out on the Suns and remain Grizzlies ball over here. Thank you, BG, for all the hats and musts. Appreciate you, brother. What does that even mean? Don't even know. Does he know that he's sitting next to a Funko Pop? Right, Colin. You an anime guy at all?
No.
Okay, heard. Never mind. Oh, disregard the question.
Dragon Ball Z.
Heard. So there's a couple. I have a Funko Pop from a. What's it called? From a. Yeah, you just talking shit about it. I'm using for Demon Slayer.
Okay, Demon Slayer. I do know about Demon Slayer.
Colin loves to come in every live and be like, yo, let's get Funko Pop. Yeah, bro. I have my apartment. I went to Antarctica, and for Christmas, I got a gift from my little sister, and it was an advent calendar of Funko Pops of Office characters.
Oh wow!
So I have a bunch of
Funko Pop. I gotta look into that. You dance from there? What? You said dance from Antarctica? Alaska.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, from Antarctica.
Oh, you went to Antarctica?
I went to Antarctica.
Yeah. Alaska. Okay. I knew somewhere cold. You said cold. I was like, shit.
Weird people. Weird dudes. My uncle's dope, but when like you ask like an Alaskan person, what do you do? Like winter, and he's like, I go out to this cabin like 7 miles into the forest, and I follow these little markers, and then we get to the cabin I built. I'm like, what? That's whatever he's like in Alaska, basically. 108.95. Yeah, that's just the part where the time inside by Rasheer Fleming.
Never. And I'm not a cold guy.
Okay, heard. Never mind.
I don't plan on going to. I would
go up 15.
I'll go for a day or two, but
that's yeah, it's not the place to be
in the summertime.
Let me go. Summer's interesting out there. It's really good weather. Right. Sun doesn't
set.
Yeah, it doesn't set, or like the one time I've been out there for summer, it goes across the horizon for like 8 hours and then it goes back up. Winter, it's dark forever, basically.
So it's more flat.
I pause. What's your
you just said the sun doesn't go down, right? It just kind of just goes around in a circle.
I'm going to assume we both agree that it's a round thing. I don't know if we agree that it's a round thing. I'm going to rock with what I've been told that I think it's round.
Yeah.
Until I'm proven incorrect, I'll probably rock with that one. You think
well, I'm just from your experience, the sun not set, like does that make you feel?
It doesn't sway me.
Okay.
Just because Alaska is so high on the earth, I think of like, it's tilted a little bit. It'd be different if like it just stayed in the same spot. In my head, like if the earth was flat, it would just stay like at the same level, basically. Yeah.
Right. Your brain's not thinking about it, bro. It's a lot to think about, man. Just the sun not going down. I'm like, I just thought maybe.
Shout out DBZ though. You didn't make a comment about DBZ. Dragon Ball Z. Love Dragon Ball Z. So my older brother grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. Demon Slayer is pretty popular. Jujutsu Kaisen also pretty popular. These are probably the two most popular ones. Solo Leveling are good ones as well. If you ever want to get back into anime, those are the three that I would say the most entertaining. Solo Leveling pretty short. Jujutsu Kaisen has a long line of manga. It's gonna be a long time before we're done with that. And then Demon Slayer is kind of in the peak part of its manga right now. So pretty lit chat. Besides the point though, Suns up 110-95. I've not done a great job of focusing on the game in this one chat. It's been fun talking to Dr. Sanders as well. It's a little bit more fun to talk to the guests a little bit in these kind of scenarios. I'll get better at it though, chat. And kind of first guest we've had on with that's an ex-NBA player. Appreciate you again for taking your time, Mr. Sanders, to come out. Appreciate word of mouth and this opportunity set up as well. And it's my first one in the studio in a month and a half, 2 months. I've been out with surgery. So been fun. But yeah, we're wrapping it up here. We're getting close to the end of this game. Any other questions you guys want to ask? A couple more were asking about kind of your mentality post NBA. Kind of asking what you're up to nowadays. Obviously, we talked a little bit about music.
Yeah.
I know have you written books as well?
Yeah, I have.
Children's books. Yeah, my fiance saw. I think I posted an image with you talking about the children's book last night. My fiance was like, "Yo, you make children's book," and I was like, "I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you're doing right in this photo." Like, yo, that's kind of dope. So, kind of give us a rundown. What else are you up to? Kind of before we get into this last, 2 minutes, this game might get a little bit closer, and I have to kind of lock in a little bit more.
Yeah. A lot of development, content development, creation, art, doing a lot of what you're doing here, getting to live streaming.
What do you want to expand on that? What do you want to do live streaming wise?
Just IRL, really. Giving people in on what on my day to day, which is a lot, bro. I mean, it's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, sure.
To say the least. So, kind of people in on that on my world, and I'm in that phase of my career, man, where I've been retired for a while, and I've done some stuff in business, but I'm really big on helping people with the youth, preparing them for the future, with guys, transitioning out of the NBA, or people just transitioning out of careers in general, right? I found a niche in that, man. So, and creating programming, doing camps, I've done like
catch it in 3 from Congo last real quick. That's under 16.
I've been able to do camps in like 4 or 5 different countries, bro. Last year, Egypt, Grenada.
I saw your videos in Grenada.
Yeah, bro.
That's probably insane.
Yeah, I'm going back to Grenada too in June, so to do another camp. So yeah, man, entrepreneurship, philanthropy. He dropped them. Wow.
I didn't even see.
He got up quick though. He dropped them.
Jordan Moon gets up though. They bust it back outside that 3-pointer here from the Grizzlies. They cash it in. So it's a 13-point game. Again, the Suns, if they go kind of bucket for bucket, should be fine. If they start going cold right now, though, Chad, you'll have a close game with 2 minutes left. Maybe a 5-point game here. Which, again, would not be ideal. They go Oso inside, little push shot. Oso, the whole year, bro, I swear to God, has been so iffy with that shot. And when he's making it, it's so nice. And when he's missing it, it's like, oh, my God, please, you got to make that shot.
Yeah.
So they sit there, Chad, again, obviously 115 now, 115, 100. Again, the Suns kind of keeping their foot close to the throat. No kind of lockdown. Like, if they score 3 in this one, it'll probably be like a stagger. Again, 115, 100, you should be in a spot where you're going to win this with 4 minutes left. You should start seeing some of the low minute guys get into this game. We're shooting. I'm going to pull up and shoot it. Misses that one, though. Stadium is pretty empty. Rebounded by Ryan Dunn. Calling Gillespie trying to get into it now. Gets inside, dribbles it back out. Don't really have anyone there. He's going to take the 3. He's going to cash it. He made the 1-3. He made the 1-3 great. God just has been banging.
He's got to keep shooting now.
He's got don't let anybody else shoot the basketball right now. Yeah. That's what we like to see. 118, 100. Suns doing a good job just getting into their guys. He's 4-16. I mean, he might have been like 0 of 11. He made his last 3, or 0 of 13. He made his last 3. 118, 100.
Shoot it.
4 minutes. Yeah, dude. He check it. Just give it back. Jordan decides to go inside, kind of into 3 guys. You're going to call a foul, though. Don't know when they call that foul. We'll see kind of what they say it was. 3:54. Do you game at all?
I do a little bit.
You play 2K?
I play 2K. I play the sports games for sure.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto. I like
Are
Call of Duty.
Random. Sorry to finish. I keep cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
Do you play in T Grizzlies RP?
I have. I've been there. I was in Kodak Blacks though. I was his RP for the longest. Like,
what is it like? We don't need to doubt.
It's fun.
I have a gaming podcast. It'd be fun to bring you on, bro, because I've only seen. Like, I'm never gonna be a big GTA person. Really, I didn't play it either. Yeah. I got GTA 5 when I was 18. My parents let me get it.
Okay.
Don't know if that's good or bad more than anything, but oh my, this would have been crazy. I like to just go inside trying to get the game to dagger the game. So 118, 100. Like I said, they kind of needed the 3 to get a dagger, and then they kind of banged the 3 out. Now it's 118, 100. Grizzlies would have to go on a pretty crazy run here to make it a game.
Yeah.
But you got all the young guys in. You never know. Kobe Bryant's getting some minutes as well for the Suns. Now they're going to call a foul. Yeah, I mean, real quick, just because I think it's a crazy realm. Like, is it what is it like Kodak's?
Oh yeah.
RP and stuff.
I mean, it's very
crazy,
realistic, bro.
I say it's a crazy
realistic, bro.
money developing thing that people don't know about. Like, T Grizzlies talks about making a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
I
mean, you pay to be on the server. You have to pay for the cars. You pay for clothing. You pay for certain drop.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But T Grizzlies has kind of navigated towards that being like a big part of
Oh yeah,
He really doesn't release a ton of music anymore. But
he
runs
sits
this
and plays video games.
I
Yeah.
think he runs an RP server and streams it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal for him too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you talking about it because I talked a little bit about being in a little bit of anime, and I was like, oh, you might be kind of a gamer. That's kind of that a lot of people. I mean, I'm a big part of it. It's a growing avenue for a lot of NBA players, a lot of sports players in general. Kobe Bryant, holy shit, that was a deep ass 3. That's basically wraps on the game chat. Could have been, it was basically wraps on the game earlier, 121-102. So I mean, the Suns are about to double up on their kind of halftime score. They had 65 at half. They're close to doubling up on it. It'd be interesting to see if they can hit 130. And the Grizzlies are at 102 right now, so not going to cover on there. And Rasheer in position now.
Ooh.
Oh, behind the back, Rasheer going to go for the. Paid off.
He should have punched that.
My bad.
He should have done that.
He yammed it, bro. He had it behind the back in half court in
Right.
transition. It looked like he kind of slowed down, low key. Like I feel like behind the back took kind of a little bit of a gear off. Maybe thought he was free. Inevitably, it's still Suns ball, but he had the opportunity for quite a sick highlight there. Kobe Bryant from the corner. Not gonna make that one. Rasheer doesn't get a rebound. Ryan Dunn gets it though. Good job, Ryan Dunn. Didn't get his feet trapped on him right there. Also in transition. Ooh, and they just lose the ball. 2:30 left here in the chat. 2:30 left here in the game chat. 1-1-1-0-2. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, appreciate you, Mr. Sanders, for booling out. Glad to have you back on. It's one of those where you, unfortunately, you came for, like, it sounds bad, but I haven't been doing it, so I haven't been as well polished. Should have done a little more information and stuff on my end. But I appreciate you for taking the time out. I know, obviously, you got a lot of stuff, like you said, kind of rolling on during the day. I appreciate your time, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No, for sure.
I appreciate just the time spent here. It's just a fun room to be into. Fun room to be. I'm excited to keep growing it as well and continue to kind of bring on people. We got a couple of March Madness coaches that want to come on after March Madness is wrapped up, which will be fun. Got a couple of other fans we want to bring on and stuff as well. It's going to be entertaining for this last kind of, depending on how far the Suns go. Which do you have a opinion on how far you think they can go? I know you said no, they haven't.
I mean, they're having a great year. Get out of that second round, man. Get out of that second round.
That'd be insanity. That'd be insanity. I would love to see the Suns. I think I'd love to see the Suns win one and put up a fight in the second. I think that'd be dope. I think seeing them, I guess they're playing, so what sucks is they're playing Wemby. If they get through, they're going to be playing the Spurs, most likely, depending on how the plan goes. Because if you're the 7-8 seed, the 7 seed, you get home court advantage for both games if you have to play both games. So 7-8 play each other, 7-8 play each other, and then 9-10 play each other. So they're looking like they're going to play the Clippers at home. Suns have a good kind of track record against the Clippers at home. Kawhi's also been injured. The Clippers are great when Kawhi's playing. If he's not playing, they're not great. And if they could, get against the Spurs, they're 2-2 against the Spurs this year. They're going to go up 2-1 on the Grizzlies this year, so they're going to have won a couple of different series in the conference.
Right.
Beating the Spurs would be nuts. I think this is kind of the year to beat the Spurs. This would be I don't think they were in the playoffs last year. They got Darren Fox. Kind of hope to get to the playoffs. Obviously, they're the second seed now. I say they're a fraudulent second seed, but they're the young team second seed.
Right.
Kind of the Grizzlies were in that position who, were a top seed, but inevitably did not produce what they wanted to come on inside for easy lay. And I think that's where the Suns can capitalize. You got a lot of vets. You got, Dillon Brooks, who's been in the NBA and can play playoff defense. You got Devin Booker, who's played a lot of, has been in the finals. You've got Jalen Green, who's had some great lay there by Rasheer Fleming. You've got guys who, just have time in the playoffs who could lead for a lot. Oh, come on with the big block. Wanted a foul. Good job there by Kamon. Rasheer got up, stopped the first layup attempt, and then Kamon came back for that second one. Jordan Bouye trying to get in his bag now. Goaltend down. I thought it was a goaltend. He does not like the call. 127-102. Chat. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Does my man's like NFL? Do you have I'm a fan. What do you have a team?
Cowboys.
Damn, dude, there's so many Cowboys. What got
you? My dad made me a Cowboys fan. He just loved the Cowboys, man. And then I grew up in Florida. Wasn't a Dolphin fan.
That's a fair point. That's also fair. My older brother is a diehard Cowboys fan, which is just funny. Like he's same thing. His dad was just a Cowboys fan. He was like, I'm a Cowboys fan. Which for me, I grew up watching the Cardinals. So I'm just a Cardinals fan. And stuff like that more than anything. That's why I was born and raised here. So I've always been around these teams more than anything. Probably primarily a Cardinals fan. I was a big hockey guy. My dad from Alaska, so I just watched a lot of hockey. Inevitably, never take anymore. So kind of have to navigate the emotions to a different team now.
Yeah.
Has slowly become the Cardinals and slowly become the Suns. D-backs actually worked the World Series for Chick-fil-A. And I got to go to all the D-backs games in the World Series, which was pretty sick for free. Boy, man, I saved like $70,000 not having to pay for tickets to the World Series games, which was pretty dope. But yeah, I kind of enjoy. I would say basketball, baseball's hard. So like, it's just hard to be locked into baseball. It's
so long.
182 games, bro. I mean, like, you get to the middle of the season, teams like 40 and 40, and you're 80 games. And you're like, dude, we got 100 games left. Like, but I appreciate any guys. You got any expectations for the Cowboys this year? You know, host? You ever met host? No. More or less just random because he's a Cowboys fan.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, just, be healthy, man. Have a good season.
They do need to be healthy. If they're healthy,
Yeah, they got a lot of issues with that.
do you have any opinions on Jerry Jones? Owner.
Keep my opinions.
Fair point. It's one of those.
The house with that guy.
You're kind of in a realm where I don't know what is allowed. Like, I don't know what I'm allowed to ask or get answers to.
Hey, man, I'm a patient guy. Come on, man. We gotta get it together, bro.
Shout out Michael Parsons. You guys did get or maybe getting Max Crosby. You guys got an edge rusher, I believe. I don't remember who you guys got. I don't remember who it was, but you guys are looking at an edge rusher, which is why people think it's funny because you got rid of Micah. 30 seconds here, chat. 131, 104. I don't personally like Micah just in general because he beats the shit out of the Suns or beats the shit out of the Cardinals. I have no place to talk about football for the most part right now, though. Chat, am I going to talk shit? Yes. Am I going to talk shit for 17 games? Yes. I don't know if we're going to win a football game next year. I will continue to talk trash, though, especially Seahawks fans, bro. Oh, my. Dude.
Gotta get them.
Seahawks rough. Dude, I have no ammo against Seahawks against the Super Bowl either. And I was talking mad trash about the Seahawks entire year, which is a good thing. That was kind of my goal with the football was to, touch on a lot of different fan bases so that when we got to the playoffs, I was kind of part of their algorithm. Worked perfectly. Our numbers in the playoffs with no regard for any team that I wanted in the playoffs still did pretty well, which is kind of cool, kind of on the short form content side of things. And again, one more time, Jack, clap it over. Mr. Sanders, appreciate you for talking about bro. Glad to have you on pod. I'm usually filming those on Saturday, so kind of navigating that scheduling. I'm talking maybe a little bit more on the more serious side of things, more on the your struggles kind of throughout your time, throughout your life. I think saying that to people is what I like to do with that pod.
Yeah.
That's what I did, kind of with my pod when I was doing gaming stuff was I just called it, I think it was just talking to Joe or something. I forgot what I called it on my other channel, my Milkman channel. But that was what I cared about was, I'm going to talk about my struggles, let people know about their struggles. And again, I think that kind of like you said, transferring out of pro leagues, individuals who have been in pro leagues for a long time, have navigated the mental, fortitude of that. I think that's important, especially now more than ever, because we do see, an alarming amount of depression, anxiety, and just overall sadness in a community that, a lot of people, strive for their whole life. Right. And I think if you had stayed in the NBA, you would have been in that realm of people who just didn't like what you were doing, and it just didn't make, and it didn't make sense. I think that's where a lot of people are at in the NBA, NFL, hockey, soccer, whatever it is, where they think they've gotten to this upper echelon and they don't know what it's like without it. Right. You can't imagine a life without it because they're like, I don't know what I would do after. Yeah. And obviously, like I said, you forged a path few have walked, and few had walked at the time you did it. And again, I want to commend you on that because it's tough to do that. Real quick, Devin Booker had 36 tonight, by the way. Throw 4 or 6 from 3. That was a quiet 36.
That was 5.
Game was close the whole time. But again, I think that's the coolest part. BG Warrior, thank you for stopping by. We'll get it rolling, chat. Clippers are hot. Clippers are hot right now, yes. I just love that you do stuff for the professional community that I think gets swept under the rug and gets kind of, tossed aside because it's, oh, well, you're making money, you're doing this and that. You shouldn't be feeling these ways. When in reality, we're all people. Right. We're all just humans. And kind of, on that note, do a little bit of an outro for you. Kind of, you talk about what you want to talk about. Okay. Anything in your brain you want to say to anybody who's watching, anybody who sees this in the future, anyone that we chop up the clips for, just a quick little. Yeah.
Well, I would say I'm on the second season of my podcast right now, and that's what my podcast is. We sit down, we talk mental health, we talk stories, we talk legacy, we talk fatherhood and motherhood and family. But it's all about perspective, right? I believe our perspective is, that's our heaven and hell right there. How you see your past, how you see yourself, how you see your future is everything. So I'm big on that. I'm big on understanding my past and using it to help somebody in the future. I believe that with all the trauma and pain that we feel, if we don't use it to help somebody, it'll eat us alive, man. I mean, me personally. So that's why I use it, and that's why I am the way I am. And yeah, my podcast is like 60 minutes, man. We sit down with my guests. I've had Venus and Serena's father, King Richard. I've had Kevin Hart's ex-wife. I've had Giannis's brother. So
the Nassus?
The Nassus TA, and we talk about his father. Me and his father was pretty close, and his father passed away, but he talked about how I was his father's favorite player, and yeah, man, just telling these great stories. I love storytelling, man, and if I can change a life or bring perspective to somebody and make their life better, quality of life better, and have them make better decisions going forward, then it's all worth it. So. Yeah, that's my mission, man, and thanks for having me on the show, bro.
I appreciate you stopping by. Again, like I said, chat, apologies for a little bit of the rough edges, getting back into it. Obviously, again, kind of just haven't been around, doing a lot of it from my apartment and stuff like that. But again, like I said, look forward to doing more of these. Look forward to having you around if you'd like to be around, obviously, in the future for just different aspects of Uncensored in general, working obviously with word of mouth. I think there'll be plenty of opportunities for us to conversate with one another. I got other individuals I think that would be great to have on your pod as well, from ex-NFL pros to buddies of mine that play in the NFL right now. I think there's just plenty of bleed over we could have, and there's some cool opportunities that I think you could be, I could bring to the table for everybody out in the sports realm in general too. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Chad, we'll wrap it up there. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Obviously, a great night for the Suns, 121-102. Ended up being an elite night for the Suns. Jalen Green gets hot. Devin Booker gets hot. They score 130. That's a good score. Yeah. And obviously, it was a lot closer for most of the game until it got to the fourth quarter. Suns go on a long run, and then their bench and they clear out the bench. All their young guys get it rolling, and inevitably, Memphis Grizzlies don't have the kind of firepower for that. A lot of their bench guys have to play starters, and it all kind of just unfolds from there. Colin Gillespie finally gets hot, and they move a little bit closer to getting that sixth spot. Would love to have that sixth spot. They would end up playing the Lakers if they got to the sixth seed.
Oh, no.
I'd be excited, Chad.
Oh, no.
That'd be crazy to have another installment of the Suns versus Lakers. Suns. I mean, you were playing against the Suns when they were playing against the Spurs just over and over, and it was inevitably not fun for me as a Suns fan to watch the Spurs just win over and over. Yeah. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu, obviously, bro, that was some rough times for the Suns for sure. But I appreciate you again, everybody, for stopping by, booling out. Hopefully, you guys will be back for the next one. We'll try and figure out another time in studio to do a show. We'll work on some of the kinks that I need to work out as well. We'll wrap it up there, Chad.
I'll say this too. I'm hosting a boxing event on the 4th.
April 4th?
Yep, coming up next weekend. So
boxing
if you're in, yeah.
What the hell?
Some amateur boxers. I got my artists performing, and it'll be a good event.
Are you
check
okay
my
to
Instagram.
I'll say, are you okay to say some stuff for it?
But check my gram. I had the flyer up there and everything. And man, come out, have a good time. Yeah,
if I'm okay if it's okay.
Of course, man. Of course, man. Come on, bring the fiance.
Heard, that'd be dope. That'd be sick. April 4th, that's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Heard. I'll have to see. I'd be down. I know I'm touring some venues for our wedding on Saturday. I think that's in the morning though. What time?
It's an afternoon.
Heard. Okay. And then we should be good. We should be good.
It's at 4:00. We start.
Oh yeah, we'll be chill. Appreciate you guys for stopping by, booling out, spread the love, spread the joy. We shall see you guys in the next stream. All right, peace out. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.